I bet you thought you seen the last of me. But that's not it, guys. As we've been playing ghostpia with 3D Hiko, I thought I might as well keep playing with her, you know? It's also really just a little more fun to see a little 3D hand movement, right? Welcome back. Thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, I should say hi to everybody in chat. Hello. Floyd from the pre-chat. I do not understand. But you know, I shouldn't be surprised anymore. The moment I changed titles, Floyd was already there. Like, oh, I was like, oh. And then Jin came in. Hello, Jin. Saris, hello. You have arrived. And then Summer with the first. It's very true. Summer with the first. And I think that's everybody so far. Boogie, hi Boogie. All right, here's Ghostpia chapter 3 of season 1. This is the last chapter that I'll be able to play on stream according to the what's that called? The copyright thing. Like they have emailed me that I can play Ghostpia, but only up to chapter 3 on stream. So this will be the last chapter we can play on stream, but I'm gonna double check and see if there's any way to be able to stream Switch gameplay on Discord anyway, and then I'll be able to do 4 and 5 with you guys too. Hopefully. Yeah. Let's see. My Hiko stream sense was strong today. And you were right! You were right. Hi Boogie, how are you? Alright, to those who don't know what Ghostpia is, it is a Switch game. Very, very visual novel based, so it's really just all about listening to the story, or viewing the story really, because that's what a visual novel is about. And we follow the story of Sayoko, over there, Miss Thang over there. Let me know if the sound's okay, by the way. Is it loud enough? Is it soft enough? I don't know. Hey, hello! Hi, Gladys! Osasiburi. And we are currently at episode 3, like they said over here. Episode 1 and 2 have been a ride. We follow the story of Sayoko, meeting different people in the ghost town, etc, etc. Yeah, missed you. I missed you too, Gladys. But without further ado, let's get right into episode 3. Hello, hi Kirishima. Welcome, welcome. Alright, let's play. I can't wait. Oh! No way. Why doesn't the sound work? But anyway, at least the visual worked. MP69420 times 2, Floyd. Oh my goodness. I wasn't gonna click? What? Do you want me to refund it back to you? I can refund it immediately. I mean, that's a thing. It's fine? Really? I guess you like being broke. Okay, good to know. Okay. Now that I see that some of the screen is blocked by chat and stuff, I think I should lower down the size of this. Hello there. Hi on the cycle. Like this. How about that? Just a little bit of something. So you guys can see the full screen, right? Okay, I think that's good. Oh, also the background music. I don't know how many times I can repeat this, but I freaking love the background music. I feel very happy to be listening to this again. Oh, by the way, meet Yoru, everybody. We just named Yoru, I think. Like in the chapter 2. Yoru finally got a name because of us. So that's Yoru, everybody. Konnichiwa, amigos. I'm pretty sure those are the first words she shouts upon running into my room. By she, I mean Yoru, and by I mean me. For a long time, so long that nobody even knows how long, this town is exactly 1024 ghosts. And now we have a newcomer, Yoru, who's wandering around my room and looking around things curiously. Okay. That's a pretty neat artwork. She keeps saying things like that. She seems interested in just about everything. Was that thing always there? And is it even an artwork in the first place? Well, whatever. My ghost memory's never been reliable anyway. If I'm a ghost now, does that mean I was once alive? Ghosts were alive at one point, right? I mean, that's what being dead implies, isn't it? Or are we born as ghosts stuck forever? But for what purpose? Oh my god, they lie in the same bed? No, that is so adorable, please. Oh, that is so cute. So that you're like what do you call that? Snoring? Snoring. I wake up to the sound of chaotic snoring that sounds like a tank engine after someone tossed a sugar cube into the gas tank. Also, if you notice, the little red beret, Yoru's red beret is like hung over the sofa. Actually, I don't think I slept enough to say I woke up. You can't even wake up if you're never asleep. Well, that's relatable. In the same way, you can't become a ghost if you don't die. It's been like this the whole time. Even though it's almost morning, as a result, I'm tired all the time lately. True. Just a little bit earlier, I could sleep as much as I wanted whenever I got sleepy, so this change is taking a toll. Yoru isn't a bad person, or a ghost, in my opinion. She probably treats me with warm love or something like that. But it's a little suffocating for me. I mean, I understand. You lived alone for all your life and then suddenly you have someone living with you, so it's like a lot. It's a little lonely to be completely isolated. Sometimes I want to see friends. But I feel more relaxed when I'm frozen in the cold dark void. That's just my nature. Oh my god, Saiko-chan, stop speaking to my heart. This current situation is clearly uncomfortable for me, but I don't think I can get Yoru to understand my plight. It's way too warm in my bed right now. There's a girl sleeping next to me, taking in such deep breaths. Oh. My chest is in pain. Me, I know. It's very relatable, Sayoko. Oh, hi, Lucy. Nice to see you in chat. But why? Let's try going to sleep again. I close my eyes. I also close my... Okay. I think back to when we fled town. And that 32nd birthday party and the present. The problem is what happened afterward. When we woke up at the garbage dump, this is what Yoru said. So, where do I stay? My place is no good. It's dirty, small, and cold. You should stay in a more homey home, like Passie's. Oh, by the way, Pacifica is here, Drain, just for you. Hi, Pico. Nice to see you in stream. Nice to see you in chat as well, Lucy. Oh. Huh? That won't work. My home doubles as a workplace. You've got empty rooms though, don't ya? Just because they're empty doesn't mean that I don't need them. My woman, he says. Okay. Okay, Drain. You piece of shit. Ow, damn it. Ah, stop. Okay. I guess it's time for me to come and clutch for you, Drain. Give me a second here. I got you, fam. Just give me a second to cook. I'm cooking. Okay. Okay, I'm currently the ingredients are ingredienting. Okay, Drain. All for you. There, you can be right beside Pacifica right there, okay? Until the end of this scene. Okay. Pacifica stomps on Anya's face. Oh, put him at the bottom? Okay. But like that will cover the subtitles, no? Here. You wish you were Anya right now, huh? When Pacifica stomps on Anya's face, huh? Understandable. There you go. Not the less than 3. Drain! Oh, okay. Yoru looks on curiously for a while before she turns to look at me. Oh, looks like I'm in a pickle, huh? Okay. Here we go. Oh, actually, this scene though? Drain, this is literally for you. This is actually literally for you, Drain. Do you see that? Pacifica's stomping. It's literally actually for you. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. The cooking is complete. Bon appetit. want to be a turtle too. She says just that. Am I able to remove the text? I can't remember actually. Oh, actually, save. We like that. Oh, you can't. Okay, it's autosave. Never mind. High text. Okay, I got it. L. There you go. There you go, Drain. You can take all the screenshots you want. I got you, fam. Okay, continuing. Her eyes pierce right through me. And that's when I say something all too naturally, almost by reflex, as if I had prepared a script beforehand. Why don't you stay at my place? Temporarily, I mean. Why did I say something like that? Even Anya and Pacifica both seem surprised by my proactive suggestion. I don't even know what I meant when I said temporarily, I mean. Anya, Pacifica, and I are all probably thinking the same thing. What does temporarily even mean? I can't look it up in the dictionary because there isn't one in this room. Besides, I've finally gotten sleepy. Temporarily means for a limited time. Oh, okay. Drain is Pacifica's gone, so you leave too. Okay. However, if Pacifica comes back, we'll do what we see fit, okay? But how do I get that time to pass? I don't know. I'll discuss this with the others, says Sayoko. I mutter that before I finally manage to start falling asleep. Not a very deep sleep, but it's still something you could call sleep. Sorry, says Yoru. But right before I fall asleep, I feel like I see and hear something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but this is what dreams are like, right? Oh, okay. Theme song for chapter 3 begins. It's a vibe. How's the volume like for you guys, by the way? Like the BGM? Too loud, too soft? I put it like 2 decibels louder than the previous time because I felt like maybe you guys can hear better that way. It's fine, it's good, it's good? Okay. Okay. Sigh, I kind of figured. That's too bad. In the corner of the plaza at the center of town, Anya kicks some snow on the side of the street, sending slivers of ice scattering as she says that. I call the girls here, seeking advice. It's just Anya now, but Pacifica should be here eventually too. Yeah, so what do you think I should do? I blankly watch as Anya plays with the snow as I ask for her opinion. She looks up and answers. I figured that'd be the case, but personally, I don't know. What do you think, Teach? Hey, hold it right there. Let me shower before my day with Pacifica. Okay, have a good shower, Drain. Whoa, you spooked me. I was trying to be sneaky. And why are you calling me Teach now? Nothing wrong with calling the Teach, right, Sayoko? Huh? Teach? So what do you need to discuss? Is that it? No, wait. Let's take this somewhere warmer. Good idea. How about over there? Hiko, my Degen days have ended. Very good to hear. But also, hello, Ovo. Sure, saves us the trouble of walking since it's close. After a short delay, I follow their gazes to find some sort of establishment. A cafe, I guess. My CP is tomorrow. Care project. Charity... Care... person? Call phase center. You can't just tell us CP and expect us to know what it is. Ovo, but okay, good night. Thank you for letting us know, I guess. And for the hip pat. Anyway, a cafe. When I'm all over the word in my head, I suddenly feel my stomach sink. On the other side of the lit window, countless shadows of ghosts. Is that redundant? Make a commotion, signaling to me just how busy it is inside the cafe we're about to visit. A death sentence. Clinical posting. Oh, how would I have known that? But okay, all the best with clinical posting, Ovo. Oyasumi. Don't worry, it's mostly just people like us inside. People who aren't all too interested in their surroundings. It's also cheap, and they don't complain if you say stay too long. Weiho! Hi, Jinjin! Weiho! You get what you pay for with the coffee, though. A cheap flavor you just can't get at home. Pacifica urges me on, saying, "Let's go." Well, sure, it'd be rude to call someone for help, only to make them stand and talk out in the cold. Wow. Neo! Oh my goodness, thank you for the resub! Let's go! Tier 1! No way. Thank you. Not tier 1. I meant to talk about the 4-month streak or the 12 months, and then I said tier 1. Oh my god, my brain, I'm so sorry. I mean, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 12 months and 4 months straight. Thank you. You pay for the atmosphere, totally true. That's kind of like most cafes. Anyway. We can't talk in my room since Yoru is probably there, and it'd be shameless to ask to talk in Pacifica's house. Plus, I do think it's an experience I should give a chance to, so I can't find a valid reason to refuse. The sound of chatter in the cafe's background music get closer and closer. Though in reality, I'm the one getting closer to the sounds. Calm down, it's just a cafe. You've been in restaurants and shops and stuff before, right? Same thing. Pacifica and Anya rush into the noisy establishment. Oh, wow. Oh, it is noisy. Look at all these characters. Oh my goodness. Let's take a closer look. Wow. There's so many different characters. I really like this guy in the middle with like with the glasses on. Not to be me, but you know, he has glasses on. There's so many characters. Oh my goodness. There's this person with the bow. This lady with the bow at the back of her head. Oh, that's really nice. Hiko. Hi, Penta. Hi. Let's leave, says Sayoko. I tug on Pacifica's coat and manage to let out that whimper. I can't do it after all. Pacifica and Anya may be fine citizens, but I'm a burglar who raided the church. If they're seen here with me, it could cause them trouble. Oh, why? Sorry, could you move that chair for me? Thanks. Yeah. Oh yes, that's good, thank you. Pacifica pushes her way through the crowd of ghosts. Anya follows behind. I follow too, reluctantly. We head all the way to the only empty table, a round table deep in the back by the bathroom. I see it, the empty table. We sit down. 3 normal coffees, please. Oh, that's adorable. If only Drain could see this scene of Pacifica. Coming right up, says Patel. At the sound of Pacifica's voice, the chatter resumes. The difference is shocking, but it also relaxes me a little. I'm sure everyone's lost interest in us. I suppose we're not that interesting after all. I still can't let my guard down though. Sorry for the wait, says Patel. Here it comes. Oh, well, if it isn't Anya from the repair shop, it's been 9,999 years, hasn't it, my lad? Hahaha, I'll murder you. Long time no see, Mr. Patel. Oh my god, Morning Star, thank you so much for the raid. Hello! Hello, everybody. I'm playing a Switch game, hence you see a little Switch thing here. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for the raid, Morningstar. It's been a while. Yuna, I remember you as well. You guys did like a double raid to me the previous time. Hi Yuna, Team Yuna Star. Let the rebellions out of the basement. Yuna Star raid. Let's go. You guys got your little ship name too. I love it. Alright, let me give you an SO real quick, Morningstar. I hope I pronounced or typed it correctly. There you go, in the middle of the screen, that's Morningstar. Everybody who feels like they should, and you should, follow Morningstar. Thanks so much for the way you played. Demonologist. I forgot who, but I feel like there's more than one person that have asked me to play Demonologist with them, and I'm just like, nah, you know? But I hope you had fun playing Demonologist, though. How are you doing? Is this a spoopy game? Not really. It's a visual novel, actually. It's a Switch game, and all you do is literally just press next as you read the story. That's what visual novels are. But it's also my favorite type of game, so I'm having fun. Demonologist win, shut the hell up, but okay. That's a cute game. Thank you. It's called Ghostpia. So we follow the story of this lady called Sayoko, and we find out more and more about her and this little place called Ghostpia. Hey. Reading is the scariest of all? No way, Space. That's great. But anyway, thank you so much everybody that came with the raid. Julian Slime, Rudolph II, thank you so much for coming as well, along with Yuna and Morningstar. I hope you guys had a wonderful stream, despite it sounding really, extremely scary, because it's a demonologist. But hope you have fun. It's chill vibes here. We're in a cafe right now, inside Ghostpia. XXX Lars for life. XXX, thank you so much for the follow. Hi, welcome. Okay. Anyway, long time no see, Mr. Patel. How's business? I've been working from home a lot lately, so I haven't been able to patronize your establishment, says Pacifica. So yeah, we follow the story of these people. And let's continue. Sorry to raid around, but I'll get food. I'll be lurking. It's still good to see hikopiko. Of course, no problem, Morningstar. Please, oh goodness me. I did a little cheeky rewind, but okay. Feel free, go get your food. Those that came by with the raid too. Have a good rest or have food too. But if you so choose to say, then you're more than welcome to. Hey. Okay, continue. It's fine. Is what I like to say, but profit margins are thin with just coffee. Can I interest you in some sweets? It sounds good. Get something we can all share. I appreciate it. And last but not least, it's been a while since I've last seen you too, miss. Oh, I guess these two must be regulars here. But was I a regular too at one point? Hello. Gonna rewatch the VODs later. Have a nice stream. Okay, thank you so much for being interested in like the story too, Honest Psycho. I'll see you in the VOD. Bye bye. For now, I bow my head. I guess that was satisfactory for him since he turns around and skillfully weaves his way through the crowd of ghosts. I think that's really nice that the ghosts don't seem to be the most judgmental people ever. They literally don't care that Sayoko like committed murder like a bunch of times and then raided the church. Like these people here, they don't care. Even the cafe owner, he's like, whatever, you know, nice to see you. Same goes with like the people who should be the most hurt about Sayoko's actions at the beginning. Anya and Pacifica themselves, they're okay with everything that happened. So it's really nice to see that they're okay with all this. Yeah. Okay, I suppose we settle in. So what did you want to talk about? Oh, should I get you up to speed? No, it's fine. I want to hear from Sayoko directly. Pacifica gracefully sips her coffee in a dignified manner. She then signals with her eyes for me to talk. Hehehe. She does kind of act like a teacher. And the smell of cheap coffee does make you think of a teacher's lounge. Really makes me think about where I came from. I'm sure if I were alone, I'd be thinking about it all the way until morning. But right now, there are more pressing matters. Ooh. You just don't vibe with her? Sayako, eventually you stop coming home and your family will collapse. Your children will stray off the righteous path. First they'll get addicted to drugs, and the next thing you know, they're robbing trains. Hello? Why are they being so dramatic about this? Oh my god, the animation is adorable. Did you guys see it? How Sayako pushed them aside? This isn't a joke, okay? They're taking this seriously, I think. They're just joking around to relieve some of the tension. Are you a ghost? Maybe. Oh. Boo. Look, doing dodo. Okay, all the best with your dodos. So, you two are living together, huh? That'd kill me. I agree. I'd say you seem more relaxed than you were by yourself. Are all ninjas lone wolves or is it just you? Ah! Please. 晚上好，安安77，晚上好。How could she know, stupid? Ninjas even keep their personalities secret. That's what makes them cool, you know? Oh, hey, Klebin. Nice to see you. You make a fine point. Anya from the repair shop, my lad. Oh, sorry, right. Why don't we take turns housing Yoru in our homes? La 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 la. I see, that might... No, that won't work. If it were me, it'd make me feel like I was being rented out on an installment plan. Good morning? Good morning to you too, Klebin. An installment plan? You've got a point. It would be like telling someone they're a liability. Anya nods in agreement. I suppose she's got a point. I feel a little ashamed of myself. It's like in the back of my head, I'm hoping someone will take Yoru off my hands. I'd hate it if I were the one being treated like someone else's oversized trash. Okay, let's break down the problem. Little Anya here, take some notes. Hey, ma'am. Pacifica really acts like a teacher. Look at her cool vibes. Oh, I can see why Drain really likes her. She's so cool. It's afternoon, but I just woke up, so good morning. Well, it's currently nearly 12 a.m. for me, so good morning anyway. Anytime is morning if you think about it, you know? Morning could be like a sense or a state of mind. Yeah. Anyway, Pacifica takes the memo pad out of her pocket. You have a pen? Yup. Anya pulls out a pen seemingly out of thin air. Cope? I want to hear it from you, Floyd. I want to hear it from you about time and rest and getting up and being a normal human being. But stop calling me little Anya. So first things first, living together isn't working out for Sayoko. Okay, Sayoko loves living alone. And Yoru doesn't have a place to call her own. Oh, that rhymed! Sayoko doesn't like living alone, and Yoru doesn't have a place to call her own. Okay, let's see. Yoru has no home. These two issues are intertwined, but they're actually separate matters, aren't they? But if you solve one of them, the other will naturally disappear. Everything depends on perspective. Exactly! Oh? I can't help but let out a voice of awe at the brilliance of her logic. I'm pretty sure I'm no good at this sort of logical thinking at all. Eminem? Yeah, I mean Pacifica. Mech Pacifica here. With the bars. It'd be nice if we could find an immediate solution, but that sounds hard. Let's approach the problem by tackling both issues at the same time. We've got no choice but to find a home for Yoru. I'll look around and see if there's any good places. Thank you. I'm always relying on you for help. That's okay. Now about the other issue. You mean Sayoko loves living alone? It's hard to deal with problems concerning someone's personal values, isn't it? That's not necessarily true. Say, Mr. Patel, what are you like when you're done with work? Oh. Hi, Mr. Patel. Well, when I'm done with work, I can't stop making this dreamy customer service smile without an issue, you see. And once I get home, I sleep. Nothing else. I don't even say a word. I'm clean. Good to know. I'm sure Pacifica will love that too. Oh, my. Yeah, some jerks tell me to get a hobby. But when you're up for a long hours thinking about things, you start to feel really crummy. I crawl inside my inner self. I converse with my inner self. Drain Boy was drained. So true. Thanks for your thoughts. That's quite enough, actually. No, please let me continue. When I close my eyes, there's a big pitch black wall. I hear a voice calling for me, searching for me, but criticizing me. So I don't answer. No, I can't answer. As I said earlier, I don't even say a word. Hey, where's he going with this? I bear with it. I bear with it as I pray that I don't go mad. I keep praying until the sweet repose of sleep finally claims me. You know what? That's slightly relatable. It beats me, says Pacifica. Before work today, I sat in my car and cried at the wheel for just 3 minutes. You girls should give it a try. Oh, and I'd really appreciate it if you realize that if I'm late opening up on any given day, that's what I'm doing. I see. I'll give it a try. Please do. Anyway, here's an assortment of cookies for you. Enjoy yourselves. Oh my god, Mr. Patel. This dude is just the voices in my head for real. I know. OMG， Hiko 好像很适合讲故事。其实因为我只会讲故事而已，玩游戏我有一点不太会嘛，所以讲故事是我的强项。嘿嘿。He is a crazy man. He is just a man. He is just a man. He is trying his best, Clebin. Anyway, a little while after Mr. Patel leaves, it takes us a few moments of silence until we can ignore what just happened and move on. He needs medical help, preferably from someone patient and courteous. That enjoy yourselves almost sounded like a challenge. What were we talking about again? Work. We were talking about crying on the toilet to feel better, weren't we? Oh. No, look, Sayako, he might be a bit of a special case, but typically most jobs aren't that bad. In fact, there's nothing better than to find a job that's perfect for you. Huh, you think so? When you come home after work a little tired, it changes your mood, and by earning money, you're likely to open up more opportunities. But can I just casually start working after all the chaos I caused? Nobody will try to kill me or anything? OMG Pacifica drinking coffee. True. Here, you get the full scene here without the dialogue if you want. You just gotta kill them first. Oh, Pacifica! Did you hear her say that? Sayako asks, nobody will try to kill me or anything? Pacifica says you just gotta kill them first. Oh, that was fire. Good point. Astonishingly, I'm thinking pretty positively. Mr. Patel's despair, if that's the right word for it, has somehow given me a certain sort of courage. Not the same sort of courage I get when Pacifica and Anya are with me, but it's still courage nonetheless. Murder? Murder. Yeah, I think I'll give it a shot. Does this town have a job search office or something like that? Oh, she's gonna find a job! 玩 Switch 只有以前的 Hiko 吗？没有啦，这一个游戏，就我觉得我用这个3D 的 Hiko 来玩，所以我觉得我用3D 的 Hiko 来玩它，这个就已经是最后一个了。可能在 Discord 里面还会分析一些，但是我收到一个邮件说玩这个游戏呢只能玩到这一边，今天的。所以我觉得我用它来玩比较适合一点点。I didn't even notice the 3D Hiko. I think you guys are a little too used to this imagery, right? Like this is what you guys see almost all of the time when I stream. So it doesn't even feel out of place. Honestly, when I opened up VC Face to bring 3D Hiko back as well, I was like, oh my goodness, I missed her. I was like, I miss seeing her like goofing around. Yeah, I miss Hiko. Thank you guys. I can still hear 3D Hiko. I'm here, literally right here. But yeah, I'm glad you guys like her because she's the one I made myself from like nothing. So I'm glad. Thank you guys. Wait, what does it say? I don't know of at least, but I guess that's more of Miss Pacifica's specialty here. We miss you, 3D Hiko. Aww, I miss you too. I only noticed her at the start because of the hands moving when you talk. Oh yeah, I tend to do this a lot IRL too. Like I'm very expressive with my hand and leg movements when I talk. Like Sheepy and who can attest to this. They're like, I didn't think it was like abnormal until they start commentating on it too. Like for example, when I'm queuing for bubble tea and I want like this green tea, right? But the bubble tea place ran out of green tea, so I physically just like like I had my hands to my head and I was like, oh no. and it's just something really normal for me to do. Just to apparently be really animated, I guess. Haha, animator is animated. But anyway, then Huhu and Sheepy just spent the whole rest of the day just laughing at me about that. They were like, oh my gosh, oh, no more green tea. It's just something that I don't normally know. But yeah, so I think it's really useful for me to have hand tracking, because you guys can see just how I use my hands to talk a lot. Even without hand tracking, like with 2D, like the live 2D cozy outfit Hiko, I'm also just like, you know, this is literally how I'm chatting with you guys. Exactly. It's like the not like this emote. I was like, oh, more green tea. I was like, oh no. I guess I'll get the milk tea then. That's what I did at the counter. Yeah. Anyway, oh, what kind of work does Pacifica do anyway? It's kind of obvious what Anya does, but Pacifica's job is an enigma. Yeah, I don't really know what Pacifica does. Let's see. Let's find out. It must be something important if she lives in such a big house. Pacifica seems like she could do anything, but what does she actually do? What number of bubble tea was that? Oh, that was like, I don't remember, 4 in that month? It was the 4th one in that month, I think. True, that sort of work is indeed one of my specialties, so that should help. Okay, let's give it our best, Sayoko. Okay. I should ask her now. It's better than finding out later than I don't even know something as basic as that. Oh. Someone-san, thank you for the head pat. 1 a week, that's a good ratio. Yeah. So basically, I try to keep it to 1 a week so that it's like 4 in a month being the max. But last month, I kind of broke that a little. I had 6. So did Sheepy and Who. So we had like 666 for the month of June, 6 as well. So it's like, it happened that way, you know? The devils, they won. Yeah. Do I need to know what my date does? I mean, it could help you guys find more things to talk about. Yesterday, I had to put in my living room for the podcast stream. Oh wait, mounting up my Pasocon? What's a Pasocon? Anyway. Oh, let me help too. Oh shit, Yoru's here. Oh, they were specifically like not including her, but she's here. Whoa, you spooked me. Hey, where'd you come from? I was hiding in the filthy sludge in your coffee cup, haha. Oh my goodness, Yoru. Oh, she's good, haha. Ha. Pasocon is PC. Oh, I see. Ha. Are you people okay? Says Pacifica. Perfectly okay. All I'm saying is that while I'm rooming with Sayoko, I'm just a freeloader with nothing to do. How much did Yoru hear? She probably just got here. Sayoko? I get what Anya's trying to say. The reason for me getting a job would be to regain some personal space from Yoru. So it would defeat the point if she worked with me, wouldn't it? That's the point Anya's trying to make. Yeah, you could do something too. I hope we can both find a good place to work. Yeah, I only say that for my own sake. Yoru expressing a desire to work could imply a desire for independence. I can't just get in the way of that. In fact, I think I should be supportive of her. You sure? I'm sure. Whatever could you mean? Oh my god, Neru-chan, thank you for the raid. Oh my god, you finished your Chilla's art game? I was kind of still lurking in stream, so I like followed in on the raid too. Oh god, I gotta close the extra tab now. Oh my goodness, hello shrimp raid. Of course I am familiar with the shrimps. Hello everybody. Otsukade on your stream, Neru. Shrimp raid, thank you, Koba-kun, Zoloa, Mel, Shin, Kappa Kyofi, Aru-sama, thank you for the follow as well. Womp womp. Oh. Kappa Kyofi, thank you for the follow. Hi shrimpies. How are you guys? The majestic space chicken, thank you for the raid as well. Now I truly can't sleep now. What? Sleep? If you follow me, you can find me in a future stream. But anyway, hello shrimpies. It's like the 5th time I'm saying this, but anyway, thank you for coming from Neru's Chilla's art game raid. I forgot exactly the name of the game, but I was there for a little bit and then I had it on like mute to start stream. I was like lurking on the tab, so like I kind of followed through with the raid as well. So I am part of the shrimp raid. What's up, guys? What's up? I hope you guys are like resting well. And of course, if you feel like you need to go rest, feel free. If you want to stay and read this little game, this visual novel with me called Ghostpia on the Nintendo Switch, feel free. I love your model, looks so good. Thank you, POV. Oh my goodness, I made it myself. If you look at like the past streams, I do have another model too, but this is the one that is a little more OG. It's like the one I made myself. The other one is made by a bunch of saints and talented, skilled people. So I'm very happy to hear that you like this one. Anyway, I shall continue with the story. Feel free to stay and listen to it if you want to. The majestic space chicken, thank you for the follow. Huh? Let me drink you. I know when I look at the name Cup of Kofi, I was like, I want some coffee too. I'm feeling like coffee is what I need right now. I swear I never felt reliance on coffee until like a few months ago. Now every day I'm like, some coffee will be nice, which is bad. I'm trying not to think about too much coffee. I hope I don't have to drink too much coffee. 8-ball coffee, yo. Yes. Oh, now I'm even more tempted. Alright, let me go. Let me continue the story, okay? I'm not that cruel. Okay, yeah. I think I was kind of cruel back at the church earlier, but you know what I mean. Anyway, Nero, you should rest well. I really appreciate the red. I'm hard to I can't really the hand tracking doesn't allow for the hearts to work, but you know, just imagine I'm doing a heart, okay? Anyway, I get the feeling Yoru would be quite good at handling interviews, way better than me anyway. I feel like some sort of hoarseness in my chest. Very well, a job for 1 and a job for 2 aren't that much different. I'll set you up before the day is done. So it'll be like a piece of coffee cake for you then. I suppose. Hey, is she like that at home too? Oh, you know what the Raiders deserve? It's time. No! Thank you for redeeming with 5,000 points of DCL Pomu-chan. Jin. You always do this at times where I'm like the most embarrassed to do it. I swear. Okay. Let me move to the center, but not too high because there's like a whole Nintendo Switch stuck to my neck, so it'll look a little weird. But let me move like this way. Ayo, the DCL. Yeah. So with 5,000 channel points, we will be singing a little bit of the bridge only of DCL, Diamond City Lights by Niri-sanji Ian's first wave, Lazu Light. And you guys know what happens at the bridge of Diamond City Lights, don't you? I hope you do, because here we go. Our ready. Ikamaso. I think it's happening. Jinzo Fire. I can't hear it actually. Tiger, I must be offbeat. I'm off because I can't hear anything. I'm just spot. So yeah, I don't even know what's happening. I can't hear it for some reason today. I don't know why. Let me see. Mix it up overlay. Can you hear it on stream though? I imagine so. I imagine you can hear it on the stream. But I couldn't hear nothing today. So I was like, oh, I have no cue. Let me guide you. My sincere apologies if it was... I'm pretty sure it was completely offbeat. I probably was like way too fast, I think. She's legally deaf. I know, guys. Forgive me. Forgive me. I'm really not sure why it didn't play today. Oops. Properties? Oh. Diamond City. Can you guys hear this? This is happening for you guys, right? Like the song? It's happening right now for you guys, right? I can't hear a thing. Oh no. Oh well. I'll figure it out next time. It's a Switch stream. So desu. Hi, Shibi-chan. Oh. May you at me, Sama-chan. Okay, let me go back. Chinzo fire. I have a wiper. Okay. How are you, CP? So cute, Hiko. Thank you. I'll keep continuing with the story then. I feel for you. Yuru says something completely unrelated to the topic at hand, taking Pacifica and Anya aback. They try to keep a conversation going. I find myself at wit's end. Whoa. It's not like I'm feeling left out or anything. It's just that this sort of banter takes me back. Hoo laughed at your reply? Which reply? What did I reply to? Hi Hoo. As my consciousness starts to drift, I look outside the window. There's a good view of the plaza, including the towering missile in the middle of it. What's the story about? Ooh, Kapakyofi. So we follow the story of Sayoko-tan over here. And she's a ghost. Everybody here is a ghost too in this ghost town. If you see this little big missile that she's looking at that's stuck in the middle of town, you might get a glimpse or a hint as to why the entire town are full of ghosts. Yeah. Hello, hi Hoo. Thank you so much for the resub. Thank you. 16-month streak, that's freaking crazy. But anyway, this story, yeah, so yeah. I mean, they don't necessarily exactly say that's the reason, but you know, that's stuck in the middle of the town, so you can imagine. And all of the names of the people in this town, 1,024 of them, all of their names are etched on the rocket. Thank you for the hydrate, Phileas, and head pat. Hoo. Yeah, so it's like me saying Hoo-Hoo's name while crying. I hope you can get the gist of the story so far. So actually Sayoko over here, the main character that we follow, has been kind of like a hikikomori for a while, which is somebody that stays home a lot and doesn't interact with anybody. And we soon find out exactly why they've been so cut off from the rest of the ghost town. But now she slowly starts opening up, slowly starts making friends and reconnections with people she lost connection with previously, such as people she's been talking to. So right now we're navigating through it. We're going through it. Let's see. Maybe it's like a giant gravestone. Ooh. Thanks for the explanation. Of course. In fact, it's like my complete pleasure knowing that you're interested in the game. It's ghostpia, by the way, if you're interested. The names of 1,024 ghosts etched upon that missile. Oh, I literally just said that. But yeah, reminder. All of the names of the people are there. The husk of a weapon of mass destruction that failed to carry out its mission. But then again, accordingly to what Sayoko remembers, this missile did not explode. It just, you know, landed on the ground of this town and did not explode. But could it be because like she lost the memory of it exploding and this is now like a ghost town of all the people that died in this town? Then they all think that the missile did not explode when it actually did? Who knows? Ooh, 2 hello breasties. Can one person have 2 breasties? Or do you only can there only be one? You know? Like how the 2 Jins always fight it out and say there can only be 1 Jin. Can there only be 1 breastie as well? Just asking. Sipped tea. From where I'm seated, I can't see the part where that has my name on it. Ooh. Oh. Oh. This Lo is a new character and I'm loving them. I think we're gonna get to know them a lot better to this chapter, right? How many people died in town? I mean, we don't know if they died. We don't know if they were born as ghosts. That's what Saiko says. Like, did we get born as ghosts or did we die? She doesn't know. She's like having existential crisis as a ghost, you know? But there are currently 1,024 people in that town. No number increased, no number decreased for many years. Like 9,000 plus years. But then, suddenly, this girl on the left, the girl with the Hatsune Miku hair, the light blue hair, she came into the town and became the 1,025th. Out of nowhere. So everybody's like, oh my goodness, change. You know? Yeah, but anyway. Okay, I know you. You're the ninja girl. We even live in the same apartment complex as Lo, new character introduced. Pacifica said she'd set us up before the day is done. I thought she meant she'd get in touch with someone with some context or something, but she even set us up with a same-day interview. She's truly amazing. Is that so? Says Sayoko. Our prospective place of work is a cosplay shop at the outskirts of town. Oh my god, ghost towns have cosplay shops too? No way. Okay, listen to this BGM though, guys. Okay. We're in the back room of that shop right now. Cosplay. I know, guys. I gotta do some work. Prepare for work tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye, hoo-hoo. Thank you for coming by. Do they cosplay as ghosts? We'll find out, I guess. Let's see. I don't see any, like, recognizable clothes right now. OMG's hand tracking Hiko? It is. You guys didn't notice? In the 10 minutes you were here? Would you please? Of course. Hello. Only finger hearts? The tracking is not that advanced, guys. It's not able to show that well, but I think you can kind of see it, right? Can you kind of see it? Atu. Alright, that's enough. Cute, thank you. I also didn't notice until she mentioned it. Are you guys just too used to be like that? Are you too used to this? Well, I guess like it's also a good thing to hear that you guys don't find too much of a disparity between 3D me and 2D me. You know, the live 2D cozy outfit model. Like, I'm glad it's not too much of a difference, so I'm able to switch between like back and forth here and there whenever I want. If you guys are okay with it. But anyway, the employee interviewing us is a girl with a somewhat husky voice. Oh, husky voice. She seems kind of punkish, so I was really nervous at first. Both very much say Hiko. Oh, thank you. Oh god, CP. Did you know how happy I was when you told me that, like, when you asked what's his name, the guy that you played Apex with yesterday, like if he knew who I was, and he was like, the girl with the purple hair. I was like, ah, there was no other Hiko with the purple hair. That's me. It's gotta be me. I'm so happy. Like, you know, usually when people ask, do you know who Hiko is? They'd probably talk about like the CS:GO pro guy that is in that pro group that plays pro games. That Hiko, right? He's talking about Valorant Hiko. Oh, that's not even me. Hello? But anyway, I think I'm the only Hiko with the purple hair, so I think it's safe to say that Sheepy's friend knows me somehow. Or rather, and I'm happy about that. Thank you. That's all I want to say. Anyway. But she has a very gentle, somewhat familiar way of talking, which is kind of relaxing. Oh! Oh! That's Lo with the husky voice. Oh my god, I love her. Hello? Pro player with the purple hair. Huh? Oh, good night and goodbye, Sarahs. Bye-bye. Anyway, yeah. Oh, husky voice. Yeah. haven't seen you around lately, though. You've been staying away from home or something. Anyway, you on the other hand, I don't know your name. My name's Yoru. I got it as a birthday present. Haha, I see. As a present, huh? Good for you. My name's Lauren. Call me Lo. Wait, I forgot about the husky voice. Husky Hiko, oh my goodness. I forgot completely about the husky voice. Yeah, but sure is good. Thanks, Lo. Lauren, or rather Lo, gets up from her seat. Oh my goodness, I love Lo! Now then, let's see. First, I'll explain to you two how we bring in newly arrived stock and dispose of unsold stock. Shut the fuck up, Floyd. Yes, ma'am! Yoru follows Lo's lead and gets up. I get up as well, and then a bell rings. Now that I think about it, that must mean the store door opened and made the same sound when we came in after all. Any familiar characters at the back, guys? I don't think actually. I'm looking. Nah, I can't recognize any of them. Oh, looks like we've got a customer for once. Yoru, go greet them or something. Oh wait, I forgot the customer. We go greet them or something. Hey, Bam! Lo beckons me deeper into the shop. You sure about this? Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. It's much more fun to teach new recruits than it's to deal with customers. Lo peers into my brown eyes, which are fair eyes. I can feel my heart throbbing for various reasons. Oh, Sayako-chan. Sayako-chan's feeling something. Wouldn't you agree? Her slightly husky voice really matches her fashion sense. I think it's fitting and beautiful. I wonder how I can become more like her. Oh, I agree. I totally agree. In any case, there's no way I could disagree with her. True, queen. So let's see. First of all, that box... Oh, wait. First of all, that box over there is newly arrived stock. Okay. And that box over there is unsold stock to be disposed of. You with me so far? Oh, question. Go ahead, ask away. They're both empty, aren't they? Yeah, I guess we rarely do receive new stock or dispose of unsold stock. Huh? Actually, now that you mention it, when was the last time we had either of those things? Maybe 9,999 years ago? Yes? Sorry, can I ask another question? Are you sure this shop needs more workers? I hear Lo gasp in realization. She closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and speaks slowly. Yeah, honestly, you're right. Business is so slow here. I've got plenty of downtime just working by myself. Then what do we do for work? Oh, sorry. Well, the manager seemed kind of frantic. Oh, sorry, never mind that. I guess I could clean and stuff. Okay. Things get kind of awkward after that, so we both fall quiet. I think Lo's trying to come up with some sort of work the two of us can do, but the fact that she's not saying anything probably means she can't think of anything. I wonder how that customer is doing. Oh. Right. Sorry. I don't know what to say, so I just nod vaguely. Thank you! Right as Lo and I get back to the storefront, Yoru lets out a cheer loud enough to drown out even the store's loud background music. What? You actually sold something? No way! It's been ages since our last sale. I'm surprised, of course, but Lo is even more surprised. Is this store really that unpopular? I mean, if you're a ghost, is there really any point to cosplay? What did you sell? It must have been that frilly thing, right? No, it was the automatic rifle and the bulletproof vest. I said, you look marvelous with them, and the customer bought them. An automatic rifle and a bulletproof vest? Oh? I see, I see. I guess it's finally time to get some new stock. So does it seem like it'll be tough working here? She actually said she realized that she's fully staffed already. I feel a little uncomfortable as I said that. I'm sure Yoru is quite employable as a customer service worker. I see, that's too bad. See you again sometime. Yeah, I'm real sorry about that. Feel free to drop by my room sometime, you too. But it looks like neither Yoru nor Lo seem to mind, so I guess it's all okay in the end. I would love an automatic rifle and a bulletproof vest. Sure you do, Drain. Be sure to turn the heater on. Yeah, I'll put it on full blast. Should I say something? And play some good music too? I just don't want to say something and have it turn out weird. Oh my god, that is like the most relatable thing to think about ever. I don't want to... Wait, I don't want to seem like I'm trying to avoid Yoru or anything. Though on second thought, I think I kind of am. But not in a bad way. Do I have the capability to convey such a nuanced thought? I can play a little piano. Wait, I can play a little piano, so I'll practice. I'd like to hear some stories from you too. I don't know, Lo herself was considering hiring Yoru for customer service job, but it seems like she won't explain why she doesn't because of how obvious the reason is. Then again, they're both so kind that they'd probably explain it to me, no matter how obvious it's supposed to be. Should I ask? No, maybe not. Okay, let's make it a night to remember. Bye! Sorry we couldn't help. Thank you for your time. I conclude that these two have a way better judgment than I do. Oh, okay. So it doesn't make a difference whether I say anything or not. Oh, my hand dragon dropped. Okay. Just making excuses, huh? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say those words out loud, but Yoru picks them up anyway. Oh. About what? I just felt like I've wronged you in some way, Sayoko. But I'm kind of sad that I don't know what it is. She's just being a bit too conscientious. You didn't do anything wrong, Yoru. It's getting late. There's nobody else on the streets but us. I'll do my best. Our conversation isn't quite lining up, and neither are our footsteps. That doesn't stop even as we approach the plaza. I'm walking ahead of Yoru, but my slow pace slows down even more, and Yoru overtakes me. I stop in place. I look at a certain something. Huh, what's wrong? I step up the pace and catch up to Yoru. Oh, nothing. The thing I was looking at, the missile, is missing Yoru's name. Ooh. I'm a little bit jealous, but I feel like something's off about it. We keep walking back on the way home. As we walk, I think to myself, what would she want? Maybe I can just gift the place to her. That's an option. You there, Sayoko? Yoru speaks up without turning around. I'm here. You can hear my footsteps, can't you? Please stay with me, okay? My chest is in pain, but the air I breathe in is so clean, I feel both painful and cleansed. All in all, I feel satisfied. If only I could go to sleep and just die right now. Oh. But that's impossible. I can't die if I'm not even alive. Oh. I'll try. There's no real meaning to this conversation. I'm sure. Oh wait, there's no real meaning to us either, I'm sure. Just meaningless ghosts walking around a ghost town near the break of dawn. We're almost home. Yo. Who? Nice, it looks great on you. You're meant for this job, says Pacifica. Despite what Pacifica's saying, it's obvious this outfit will look the same on anyone, no matter who's wearing it. She said she looked for a job that's always short stuff this time, and this is the result. Salvaging. Searching the garbage heap for usable objects. Yuri and I are dressed in baggy yellow protective suits as we board the salvage truck. I silently curse these protective suits for being so hard to move in. The 3 other salvagers are somewhat buff men. We're wearing their spare suits, which is why they don't fit. They keep bowing to Pacifica. Pacifica is really amazing at what she does. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but she does it well. We're sectioned off in the back of the truck, with the men sitting in front with the bench seat. Nobody says a word. I can more or less see the backs of the men's heads through the window, but they're not even moving a muscle. They seemed quite polite with the influential Pacifica, but I get the feeling they'll be strict with newcomers like us. Suddenly, Yoru speaks up. Excuse me, can I ask a question? What? If you want us to explain, we can do it when we're there. Where does this bus go? Where does this bus go, Yasei? Excuse me, okay. Things get awkward real quick. It's an awkward calm before the storm. You see, she's, That's so funny. Did you hear what she said? I heard. Where does this bus go? That's hilarious. Good one. Tee. Well, you know, pleasure will work with you today. Yeah, no problem. We'd make splendid scrappers out of you. You mean super scavengers, right? Our official title is officially licensed garbage collectors. Ugh, that's so boring. Okie dokie artichoke. We'll be some real scrappy scrappers. You sure are a hoot. I can't do nothing but watch as the scene unfolds in front of me. Actually, I'm not even sure I can do that. She's just too dazzling. She's amazing. Simply amazing. Me with like any extrovert ever. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's clear they're all enjoying themselves. After some banter, we arrived at a place that's quite memorable to me in a certain sense. The truck parks by the fence, surrounding the giant garbage dump on the outskirts of town. Baskets! I blink a few times before I realize what the man means. He's referring to the baskets made of aluminium or some other metal that were loaded into the back of the trucks with us. Okay. Yuri and I take the baskets as we hop out of the back of the truck. I'm already starting to get tired of the baggy suits' lack of mobility. If we end up sticking with this job, I hope the first thing we do is get properly fitting suits. As I think that to myself, I tumble and let out a weird yelp. Are you okay, ninja girl? I'm okay. Thanks to that little tumble, I snap back to my senses. Do we need these suits? It's hard to move in them. Yeah, but these are to protect against weird chemicals or radiation or something, right? But none of that really matters since I'm a ghost after all. Ooh, facts. It'll still hurt, you know? And it kind of sucks to die even if you know you'll come back to life, doesn't it? Come back to life? I'm not sure that's the right phrase. We're not alive to begin with. I mean, we're ghosts. Oh, thank you for the hydrate and the hip pad, Floyd. True. I need to drink water. Okay. So it's weird to say we'll come back to life. Well, you've got a point. But this suit's too baggy to move around in, so it'll be hard to do work in it. So do I have to wear it? I mean, I've been here in normal clothes before and nothing's happened to me. I'm sure they're just being overly cautious. In that case, I'll take mine off too. Oh, I love this scene. Whoa. This is what it means to be a man. Oh my god, Yuru is hilarious. Whoa. Well, miss, if you insist, then that's perfectly fine. Do the work you want the way you wanna. That's just how life is. I guess we can agree there. In other words, when life deals you cards, you gotta... Sorry, just be careful. I love her already. I know, Yoru is like such a character. Yes, sir, Yoru says. Work is just about what I expected. With basket and tongs in hand, with fish around the garbage for anything that seems useful. So basically, for a little bit more context, Kyofi, basically, since it's a ghost town, right? So everything that they consume or they make or they break, or people that pass away, they respawn in this garbage dump area pretty much. For example, if Sayoko over here on the left were to eat some biscuits and coffee, those same biscuits and coffee will respawn here in the garbage dump because it's, I mean, that's ghost stuff. I don't know, that's the logic in this world. So here is where they scavenge. I guess this job is to scavenge for stuff that will be useful in this respawn site. Yeah. Anyway, so if you die, for example, if you accidentally get run over by a car and die, you get you respawn here anyway, like as a ghost. You still feel the hurt and pain, but you come back alive anyway. Yeah. The garbage is piled up haphazardly, but nothing feels dirty, nothing's rotten, and there's not much of a smell. I'm starting to think that maybe this town doesn't even have the bacteria and stuff necessary for rot to form. After all, this town only has ghosts in it. And this garbage heap only has things that aren't living. This is where all the town's resources originate from, and this is where all the town's resources eventually return. One of the men instructs me to search for electrical appliances. My instincts somehow tell me that there's no good finds at my current location, so I distance myself from Ryoru and the men who are searching through garbage within a set perimeter. It's not because I can't handle hearing Yoru chatting and laughing with the men. At least I don't think it is. I suddenly notice a car windshield at my feet. Wow, I see. Oh yeah, what about that car? Do things lost outside of town come back here too? Ooh, did that car get buried somewhere in this garbage pile after it exploded? If so, did it come back as individual parts or as a whole car? If it came back as parts, then maybe this windshield belongs to it. As I think that to myself, I notice there's a microwave oven caught underneath the windshield. Wonder why I didn't notice that earlier. I lift up the windshield and hurl it somewhere. I hear the sound of glass shattering. I found a microwave. I rush back to the scavengers to report my find. It's my first big find of the day. Oh, was that sound you, Sayoko? Yes, the microwave was shielded by a wind shield, so I threw it to the wind. Haha. Oh, punny. I fail at forcing a laugh, so it comes off more like a spasm. Oh! The men try to say something, but it looks like they're speechless, so I couldn't help but groan. I'm just not good with this kind of stuff. I feel like I felt this way before, several times even. Have I never tried to improve? Or am I just unable to? I feel like it's too late for me to even know at this point. Oh, these are the burly guys. Once the truck's filled with buckets of garbage, or rather, I suppose I should call them resources now, it makes several stops around the outskirts of town. Scavenger offices and workshops, I assume. Today was the best. Thanks, miss. You're welcome. So what do you say, you two? Want to work with us? It's tough work, but we're happy to have you on board if you want. Sorry, but I don't think I'm cut out for this. My apologies. Thank you for your time. I see. I feel like they already knew what my answer would be, but they had to pretend they didn't. Aww. They have to uphold a pre-established harmony, I suppose. I'm back. I needed to shit, but I'm back. Welcome back, Nero. I'm glad you had a good number 2. Yes. So what about you, miss? Join us. We can play I Spy as we collect garbage. Hey, cut it out. It's her decision. Good shit. Good butt. Oh my. Good butt. I'm a little nervous. I'm sure Yoru's all for it. And if she joins them, it means our relationship would change, which is what I thought I wanted, but now I'm not so sure. Oh, hi, Ditboyana Witch. Welcome. Nice to see you. Going to space? Oh? Who? I take a deep breath and look at Yoru from the side. If Sayoko's not in, then neither am I. Yoru! I have to say something. I want to object. I want to tell her that she's making the wrong decision. I'm sorry. Yoru apologizes, but for what? Why? I just don't know. I don't understand. Are you sure? Yeah, I agree. Are you sure? Pipe down, you. Sorry, but I've made up my mind. I'll come visit. Be sure to turn the heater on. With that, Yoru starts walking. She grabs my wrist with a surprising force coming from her slender arm. Yoru doesn't remember where she's coming from? None of them remember where they came from, honestly. Like, it can only be guesses. Like, all of them are stuck in this one ghost town. To give you a little more context, actually, in past episodes, Kyofi, Sayoko and 2 other friends actually tried to escape this town before. So, she and her 2 other friends actually built this automobile, this car, because one of the friends is like an engineer somewhat, and then they made this car. So they got into the car and tried to drive as far as they could away from the town to see if they could escape the town, but they never managed to. Like, the memories are blurry to them, but they woke up back here somewhat. I think there was like an explosion that happened or something, so they never actually managed to escape this town. And they feel like, you know, what if there's just nothing outside of this town? It's like just, you know, just a manifestation of this area, and everything else is just whiteness and blankness, and you just, there's nothing to escape to, maybe. So they all have this sort of existential crisis somewhat. I mean, some people have gotten too used to being ghosts and stuff in this town and stuff. They don't really question it anymore. But people like Sayoko and stuff are constantly asking themselves, they're like, why am I here, you know? And then Yoru, I don't know if she's hiding anything. I don't know if she's letting off less than she actually knows. But she just appeared out of nowhere in the ghost town too. So who knows where she came from. Yeah. Sayoko, the night's still young, so why don't we go visit Mrs. Pacifica's house? We have to report to her after all. I nod my head vaguely, perhaps because I'm considering suggesting one more time that Yoru could work there. But I'm sure she has no intention of doing that, and there's no point in saying anything about it. Yoru were so good at that job. You were so good at that job. You look like you were having so much fun, so why did you reject their offer? I don't get it. I end up saying something vague instead. We should apologize to Pacifica when we see her, huh? I guess so. In the end, I don't say what I wanted. I see, says Pacifica. I'm in Pacifica's good old living room again, facing her the same way a certain nun did once before. I'm sorry for wasting the time you spent searching for that job. I bow my head, so does Yoru. Sorry. It's fine, it's fine. The cosplay shop was kind of shady, and nobody wants to do garbage collection anyway. And those men are kind of dumb too. I can't speak for Yoru, but I can't say I can see you doing that sort of work, Sayoko. I bow my head too. Of course you do, Drain. When I look up, I see Pacifica's gentle smile. Thank goodness. She's not mad. She's perfectly calm. I'd probably be mad if I were in her shoes. I still feel sorry though. La, 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 la. True. I just thought that you'd have a plethora of options if we used my connections. Looks like this will be harder than I expected. Okay, once again. What exactly does Pacifica do? I want to ask that, but there's no way I can. How can you expect me not to want to ask? I start to debate myself, but stay silent in the end. This music is the vibe Pacifica gives. I mean, this music always plays when Pacifica and Anya appear, so it's true. It's like Sayoko's closest friends BGM. So Pacifica and Anya, really. There's no point in forcing yourself to do a job that you quit immediately. I think manual labor only shows its true advantages if you're employed in the long term. Just take your time searching. I'm so glad to have your help. You are too, right, Sayoko? Yeah, I'm glad to have your help. Sorry for the trouble. We're friends, aren't we, Sayoko? I hear the front door start to open. It's probably Anya. Pacifica said she'd be here later. Anya said she'd try to find us work using her own personal collections. But she also said my networking is poop compared to Pacifica's, so don't expect much, she said before promising that she'd keep us in the loop. So is Anya coming too? As I grin for the stupidest reason ever, Yoru speaks up to me. I nod vaguely in reply. Anya is as hard a worker as anybody else, so she should have connections of her own. I suppose anyone's connections could look like poop compared to Pacifica's. Let's splash some hot water on her as a penalty for being late. Yay! What? She's kind of scary when you think about her like that. Pacifica hands Yoru a kettle filled to the brim with hot water as she gleefully waits by the door. Oh my god, they can do pranks like this because they don't die. What if she got a dreadful side to her that I don't know about? Wait, I guess it's obvious that she does have a dreadful side to her. But what's truly dreadful is not knowing what it is. When I do come to know that side of Pacifica, will I be able to keep loving her the way I do? What if I told her all of this? I can only imagine the worst. I don't want her to hate me. After all, regardless of the path that brought us here, she's the one who reintroduced me to the outside world like this. Maybe I should discreetly ask Anya when she's here. I'm sure that'd be better than asking Pacifica herself. As soon as I make up my mind, the living room door opens loudly and... Don't move! Huh? A man shouts coldly as he barges in the room, tearing the casual mood to shreds. In his hand is a high-caliber pistol big enough to be used as a blunt weapon. All of us freeze and fall silent. Hey Mort, the only people who can come visit my office without an appointment are top priority clients and my friends. And I don't have any top priority clients yet, so that means only my friends can visit unannounced. And you're not my friends. Please set an appointment by phone and come again. You shitty bitch! You ruined a once-in-a-millennium business opportunity! How dare you! How dare you make that face at me! Oh... Please don't get the wrong idea. I only did my job. It's the truth that you cut corners, isn't it? If you came here to bark at me, you're barking up the wrong tree. Damn you! Now put that dangerous thing before... Now put down that dangerous thing before you regret it. What? Do you have any idea what situation you're in? Don't you dare talk smack about my woman! I'm glad to see you're protective over people you like. Wow, so cool, says Yoru. Oh my goodness. I had zoned out due to the surprise, but Yoru's ambiguous murmuring snaps me back into reality. Snap back to reality. We're up against one man. He must be tired holding up that gun or something, since his hand's trembling. I don't think he's used to wielding a gun. In any case, judging by his stout, protruding belly, he probably can't move very quickly. I didn't want that Gant bastard to beat me. I've done everything I could to win, but then you had to butt in and ruin everything. You were the one who leaked everything to the company, weren't you? That's right, I did my job. My hands are clean. How dare you say that when you've been using your position to line your own damn pockets with such outrageous margins, says Mort. Everything will be fine. I can take this guy. The situation itself isn't good, but I'm happy at the possibility that I can be useful to Pacifica. So what do you want me to do? I want you to die! What's the point? I'll just come back, you know. Do you have the brain of a child, Mort? Pacifica's voice is cold. Cold enough to freeze the steam that this man's been spouting. I can at least make you writhe in pain by filling you with lead. There's plenty of time to regain your company's trust. We've got all eternity, actually. Are you unable to make a rational decision? Shut up! Shut the hell up! Who gives a damn about your logic? How can you possibly know how I feel? She's so cool. I totally agree. Pacifica is so cool. The man's voice gets slightly scary. On the other hand, Pacifica's stance gets firmer and firmer. So much that I'm wondering if she can see the gun in the man's hand. I just realized not 2D Go. That's right, I'm 3D. Who is up? Now I see why Drain likes her. Well, I think like, you know, Drain is more the kind of like, you know, when you like somebody and it gets convenient for you to like them because their personality shines through afterwards. Drain almost absolutely started liking Pacifica for her looks before anything else. But But now that we continue to get to know Pacifica, and you know, Drain is like, that's right, that's exactly why I like her. But anyway, y'all got love at first sight. So true, Nessa. We do. Drain here is in love with Miss Pacifica on the left over here. But anyway, hi Nessa. How are you? Oh, is that so? I understand. Allow me to make it up to you. Suddenly, Pacifica softens the tension in her voice. The man mumbles, but ends up not speaking. What's the reason for this love interest? Oh, you'll love that. The reason. It's because Pacifica is white. Drain literally said, she's so white. I love her. Like, looks-wise. Not even, like, personality-wise. Looks-wise. I'm good, just popping in for a bit because I got a headache, sadly. Of course, of course. Rest early, Nessa. Drink a lot of water and rest your little head. Anyway, it seems Pacifica intends to resolve this problem with money. I send her a look that says, there's no need to do that. Pacifica picks up on my signal, but she responds with a wink that I'm not clever enough to decipher. Pacifica picks up the pouch that was left on the table and starts rummaging through it. She was wearing that white coat that made her look like a snow princess or something. It's true, it's true. She then takes out a small tube. It's probably lipstick. Ooh. If you're going to pay out, then do it in cash. I'm done playing your games. Oh, that's too bad. Something shines in Pacifica's hand. At the same time, a dry bang rings out. Oh. It's pepper spray trust. Maybe. The man's gun hits the floor with a thunk. He then falls to the floor holding his shoulder. Oh, maybe it's a gun? The lipstick? I'm all out of cash, but I've got plenty of lead. Oh! Kakui. This is for you, Drain. Removing the little dialogue for a bit. That's your girl. It's only when Pacifica says those words I realize that the lipstick in her hand is actually a teeny tiny gun in disguise. If you like a second payment of lead, then by all means, come and take it. Oh! She's too cool, so badass. Witchy actually cool as fuck. I know! She's always been giving big sister vibes in front of Sayako as well. It's like she's always taking care of Sayako. So I already liked her even before her marvelous display of bravery. Pacifica calmly asserts as she picks up the gun the man dropped and points it back at him. The gun looks too big for Pacifica's slender arm, but for some reason it looks more deadly than when the man was holding it. Man is struggling, according to the subtitles. I'm not cool enough for her, Sag. You do have good taste, Drain. Vibe assessment on point. Maybe I like white Pacifica. Oh my goodness, guys. It's good to know. Be the man she needs. True. Be the man that steps up, you know? The man mumbles and groans, but no intelligible words come out. He must be in too much pain to speak. Oh! Sister! She said, I can't hear you. Oh my goodness. Now this is why Pacifica and Sayako can get along, guys. Remember how shocked I was when Sayako starts hitting and beating up all the policemen with no shreds of, like, guilt? She was like, I'm late to meet my friend. Kills this policeman, kills that policeman. And Sayako's like savage. And now we find out why Pacifica can get along with Sayako, because she's the exact same. Sayako violence arc was a vibe. Now this is Pacifica violence arc. Put me right there. Okay, I got you, fam. I got you, fam. I absolutely got you, fam. There you go. That's for you, Drain. Yeah. Let me take a sip of my water while you enjoy the scene. Let me give the star of the moment an SO here real quick. Everybody, did you know that Drain also streams from time to time? And that's where I copped the picture from, his profile picture on Twitch. If you would like to catch more down bad behavior he may exhibit in front of Pacifica and her shoes, feel free to give him a follow. Okay, there we go. He meows too. Exactly. He is the Discord kitten on my Discord server. Which, by the way, Discord. Join Hiko and the homies server today. If you wanna, come join the server. We vibe there. And the resident Discord kitten of the server is Drain. Yeah. I'm sure you must understand why by now. So down bad he fell down the drain. Okay, let's go. Pacifica kicks the groaning man. Okay. If you want this subtitle version too, you can take a screenshot too, Drain. For you. Pacifica is kicking the groaning man. She got a cute chin. Pacifica? Okay, let's continue. Specifically, she kicks his gunshot wound. Oh, that's crazy. Instead of screaming, the man's body twitches and convulses. Oh! His body is collapsed face up. After losing consciousness for a few seconds, the man tearfully pleads with Pacifica. Mercy. Please have mercy. It hurts. It hurts. Kawawa, thank you for the raid. Oh my goodness. I smell something sussy here. Oh, look at the screen. No. But anyway, Kawawa, thank you so much for the raid. Hi, how are you? Hi, Mew29A. It's nice to see you again. Neve at 30 SSI. Thank you so much for coming from the raid. It's Memo Zozozo. What's up, you guys? Let me give you a quick SO Kawawa. Everybody, Kawawa is a adorable fellow purple VTuber actually, who designed like 3 of my emotes. So that's Miss Kawawa over there. Please drop her a follow. Last played music. Let's go. 其实也从Kawawa 的频道过来了耶。谢谢。So if you want to know, I feel like every time Kawa's in my chat, I have to let them know, you know, because this is the best emotes. It literally is. So this emote, and this emote. These 3 emotes were all drawn by Kawawa. So if you feel like you want to have emotes like that, do hit her up. 妈呀，你说中文好可爱。还没你那么可爱啊。还没你那么可爱。嘿嘿嘿。You're so cute when speaking Chinese. No. 是吧？所以我在这里。Why did I join to stepping scene? Oh, and funnily enough, Hatred, Drain is like down bad for this character Pacifica, so we kind of had like a moment here. We like had a moment here, Hatred. This was the moment. Yeah, it's Drain. This was the moment. Can I be there? No, this is like Drain's girl. You gotta pick your own girl, you know? The Drain's called Dips for Pacifica already. Yeah. Can I pick you? Oh, I suffered damage from that. Unfortunately, I don't have feet, so... Yuckers. Anyway, let's carry on the story. Kawa, thank you again so much for the raid, and everybody that came from the raid. Feel free to stay if you want to. I'm playing this game on the Nintendo Switch called... Oh, Magicus2460, thank you for the follow. I'm playing this game called Ghostpia on the Nintendo Switch. It's a purely visual novel game. We're just reading the story and inserting ourselves into scenes, something like that as well sometimes. Feel free to stay if you want to, but of course if you feel like resting, feel free as well. Where's feet? It's there. Pacifica has it. I don't really... Do I? Okay, let me see. There's a feet. There you go. I forgot that the 3D does have feet. Like I was like, I don't have feet, and I was like, wait, I do. Yeah. This is just for you, Kawawa. Just for you. That's enough, guys. That's enough. That's more than enough for the whole year. I mean, there? So you can step on me? Guys. Enough is enough. Let's carry on. Let's carry on. Alright. Okay, okay. I promise. I promise. Beep. Pacifica takes a step toward the man. It looks like the bullet still lodged into his shoulder. The man squirms to get some distance, perhaps having recalled the pain of being kicked in the gunshot wound moments earlier. Know your place, shithead. Oh! She is so cool. She's like so much more badass than like Sayoko. Sayoko does not like shit talk or like trash talk like this. She says she trash talks but in her head. But Pacifica said, know your place, shithead. Ooh. Oh. She was perfectly calm a few minutes earlier. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Don't steal my wife. Oh my goodness. And with those final words, Pacifica shoves the sole of her boot as far into the man's rear. Excuse me, the man's rear? She's kicking his butt? She's kicking his ass. She's kicking his ass. She shoves the sole of her boot as far into the man's rear as physically possible. The man scuttles away surprisingly quick, as if borrowing the momentum from the kick. Whew. Oh, that was a moment. That's Drain right now. That's literally Drain and the rest of chat right now. This is literally chat. I look at Yoru beside me. I kind of expected it, but her eyes are sparkling even more than I had imagined as she rushes up to Pacifica and hugs her. The logic has gone out of everybody's head in ghostpia. Like, everyone's like, violence is the answer. Yes, that's right. That was amazing. Say that line again. Hasta la vista, baby. I didn't say that. Yo, what I miss? Oh, Anya missed the whole thing. Anya suddenly pops in through the door and the man left wide open. Looks like things got kind of weird in here. The what's-his-face guy was here, wasn't he? I wonder when Anya will start to show her side of things, because... Okay, here's my thing, right? Here's my theory. My game theory. Seeing Sayako be so out of character in chapter 2 really surprised me, right? And then now we see Pacifica is kind of the exact same, and that's probably why they're able to get along. And they're like, Sayako is literally able to forgive... Pacifica and Anya are able to forgive Sayako for literally killing them and dragging their dead bodies back to the town square. So like, for that to happen, I think Anya's gonna have her moment too. Probably in chapter 4 or 5. So I can't wait to see Anya's side too. Anyway, you saw him leave, didn't you? I've already taken care of him. Oh, and that thing worked like a charm. I'd like to order a dozen. I quite like that sort of thing. I'm gonna steal Fred's Switch to play this game and enjoy Pacifica. Oh, seriously? I'm quite proud of my handiwork on that one. Wish I could improve the shell ejection though. I know it can't work out exactly like the movies, but still. So Anya was the one that made the bullets. Anya was, you know, the engineer of the friend group, was the one that made the lipstick bullet, lipstick gun, I mean. What does Mrs. Pacifica do exactly? Yoru whispers in my ear. I feel ever so slightly relieved to know that she's been wondering the exact same thing as me. And Ginger, yeah. Pacifica looks so cute there. Oh my goodness, Drain. You've got competition. But you know what? Pacifica is just that cool that Pacifica does have a fandom. You have to learn to accept that your wife will have fans. You know? I'm not sure, but she's probably some sort of agent. An agent of what? Something. Once that non-committal word leaves my lips, I realize I sound just like Yoru. It's kind of embarrassing. It's just a 1v1 now, Drain. Ah! Not you using his quote right back at him. Oh my god, guys, I have to tell you guys this quote. Like, chatters in chat that haven't heard this yet. So, there's one time. Like, you know, okay, I have to set the scene. So, Drain is like a really, really quiet guy IRL. Like, I met him for the first time just about like less than a year ago, okay? So, like, I would imagine him to be like like because of how he acts or is like in real life, I wouldn't expect like, you know, the most outrageous things to happen or come out of his mouth. Okay, I'm just like, oh, this is a righteous dude. He's like really quiet. Sometimes he's a little eccentric, like, you know, he does things that the normal guy wouldn't, but it's fine. He's like he's got a good head on his shoulders, right? One day at a lunch, and he just sits at the table. He says, maybe, no, not me. I can't remember what the exact quote was. But he was like, I can't even bring myself to say it. You know what? Never mind. But anyway, the 1v1 thing, it does have a context to it. I can't bring myself to say it. It's too much for me. It's like, I can't believe it, you know? But anyway. Oh, how'd the new job go? My bad, I didn't read that. The drain lore. Okay, fine, I'll say it for you, Kyofi. Since you didn't get to hear it the previous time. It's your first time in this chat today, right? Okay. So Drain said this. He's like, sometimes it's better to get to go for the person who is already already has a boyfriend or girlfriend, because instead of fighting with the rest of the world, you're just 1v1ing them. The one person that's like you're up against. And I was like, huh? You're fucking kidding me. Drain, you so foul. Thank you. He is for that. I'm crying. Oh, true. Oh, I'm 1v1ing Drain. Well, Drain, you set yourself up for that. Now Hatred's gonna 1v1 you for Pacifica. Oof. Statistically, he is right. I'm happy to share. I don't want to happen in chat anymore. Anyway, there's your Pacifica. Was that a good match? Got any leads? Nope, nothing. I tried looking, but everywhere I looked, places were neither understaffed nor overstaffed, just staffed. I see. I'm really sorry. No, I'm not blaming you or anything. I just think it's interesting. Haha, I know what you mean. The town just seems like a perfectly put together machine. It meant exactly for the number of people in it. I used mathematics to win. I used violence. Good luck to the both of you? Maybe the town's just optimized the way that it's always had in the same number of people? 1024. That's the ghost town's ghost population. With the addition of Yoru, that's 1025. Of these 1025 ghosts, 1023 are employed. Yoru and I are the only ones left out. Oh, but did I just borrow that lemonade stand? Where do I get tickets to this fight? Me too, I want to see it too, to be honest. That's half of 2048. True. It's like a really nice number. It's like a cube number, right? Like, because I learned 3D modeling as well. One of the texture maps that you can use to optimize for games is always like, you know, the square or cube numbers, like 1024 by 1024 or 2048 by 2048. That's the texture size, resolution size you should use. Because apparently it just maths out better with the computing as well, and like coding and stuff. And it's just better, is what I learned. Like your texture map. So for example, to power something, yeah. Okay, texture maps in 2048 size. Let me Google that real quick. I don't know if I can find a complete example here, but I think this is it. Yeah. Let me share screen real quick. Yeah, so you guys know, like with the Switch, I need to for it to work well in computers due to binary system. B there or B cube. Right. I think that's the exact reason why, like for games, you have to optimize your textures to be in that defined square resolution. Let me turn on display capture real quick. Oh, my bad. You're gonna have to see my OBS for a bit. But yeah, this over here tells you what you need. Oh, my bad. New opening vision, new tab. Yeah, it's always like 512 times 512 1024 by 1024 or 2048 by 2048. It's the amount. So when you create like maps of characters, you usually need to like put them in like a box somewhat. Like you unwrap the UV in a square form. 3D models will know what I mean. Yeah, and that's how you start texturing it in a sense. And that's how you make game characters more optimized with their textures. Because if you make like your like 1920 by 1080, or if you do like a vertical or just a random size, it's not gonna be optimized for games. That's what I learned. Yeah. Ghostpia is only 1 gigabyte. So like be that many zeros equals 1024. Add a 0 and the end is 2048. And then the highest resolution is 4K, right? 4096 by 4096. Yeah, that's what I learned. Okay, back to gaming. Lemonade stand? Bum bum bum. Got any gripes? Doesn't 8K exist now? I'm sure. But I don't know if it's the best thing to do to have 8K texturing in your games. Unless you're like AAA game, right? Probably. And then you need like your environments to look really crisp. I don't think it's the best thing to do to have it be above 4K. It's really large image. You can always go even further and beyond if you want to. Of course. Anyway, can a lemonade stand even make money in this cold as hell town? Are you sane? You didn't catch Clara stupid, did you? Pacifica's going off the rails now. Like her writing, like her script, like a tone of voice is like, wow. Anya mumbles a story about how she originally made that lemonade stand as a set for a play, but it's perfectly functional. Sorry, I guess it's not useful after all. Maybe I did catch Clara stupid. Coffee, please. Oh, I feel like that was like a paying homage to the other game, Coffee, please. And with that, she throws herself into the sofa. I'm sorry, I don't say it out loud, but I apologize again in the silence of my heart. Okay, would you two like some more as well? Yes, please. Hip hip caffeine. I gotta say, true Yoru. I'm not entirely sure what I'm apologizing for. I feel a vague sense of guilt. And it's not something I can solve by raiding the church again. I was powerless. No trip to Pacifica's house is complete without a cup of Pacifica's house blend coffee. These two have a proper role in the small town community. They seem so important. Wait, then what was my role before I became a shut-in? Well, in the worst case... Pacifica comes back from the kitchen after boiling some water and walks up to me with cups in hand. Pacifica scene! Oh! You can be my bodyguard. Being an agent is dangerous work, but with a ninja around, ruffians like that one should think twice before they show their faces. So? Okay. Sayoko-chan is bodyguard! Let's go! She's hired! Oh! Relax, no need to make that face. Ah! Okay. Pacifica gently pinches my cheek with her fair, soft hand. Was I making that bad of a face? I guess so. But why? I'm flustered. I want to rebuke myself for taking advantage of people's kindness like this all the time. I have nothing to offer. A bodyguard. I see. I never thought of that. Milk or dry, Sayoko? I'm dead. See, it's times like this where you see the little gap moe of characters. The violence and the softness is what makes a character so well-rounded, right? Beautiful. Perfect. Love it. Sayoko is still my favorite though, I'm not gonna lie. I still like Sayoko more. but it's my personal preference. Anyway, that's why even if I become Pacifica's bodyguard, I'll never feel useful, no matter how many enemies I take down. It doesn't change the fact that I'd still be taking advantage of her kindness. We'll save that bodyguard line for future use. That makes me well-rounded too. Yes. We forgot to splash Anya with hot water. It's not too late, you know? Yoru with the chaos. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but please forget about it for the rest of eternity. I've got a suggestion for Yoru when we get home. If she's receptive to the suggestion, I'll discuss things further with her as much as possible. That way, I'm sure even I'll be tired enough to fall asleep without having to worry about her snoring. I think to myself as I watch Yoru brandishing the kettle. Ooh. Will work for money! Oh, this is Sayako's brilliant idea to like market themselves. They're like the only two people in town that are not employed too. Sayako's brilliant idea. Will work! Sayako says will work for money. Yoru says will work in general. As soon as I give Yoru my suggestion, she energetically says sounds good in less than what I think is a second. We can't just take advantage of Pacifica's help forever, so let's do some job hunting of our own. That was the main point of my suggestion. Yoru said if we're gonna do it, we gotta do it good. And then she made cardboard sandwich signs. No idea where she got the cardboard. I hid my astonishment at her craftsmanship. In my mind, I was applauding her. But her snoring is still way too loud. Her raw energy, both awake and asleep, is grating on the ears, which is why I don't praise her out loud. I don't know how many hours we spent on those signs in hand. I figured that having something to do would serve as a good distraction, but in actuality, the cold, the fatigue, and the shame are just wearing down on my mind. But I honestly believe that this is what I can and should be doing right now. So we do this today. And the next day. And the next day. And the next day. And we keep standing and barking all around town. The music is going so hard. I know! I love the entire OST for this game. The end is near. Nuclear war. Buy gold! What? They're not even saying we'll work anymore. It seems like Yoru is at enough. I'm nearing the end of my rope too. The town's workforce must be really must be saturated. Would anyone actually give work to the job searchers with sandwich signs when every position's already filled? I just want to throw myself into the snow and give up. That's when somebody calls out to us. Oh, Armageddon's coming, huh? You're always living on the edge, you. Patel from the cafe. Guess he's not calling out to us exactly. Just Yoru. And this isn't the first time someone's called out to her. While I've just been aimlessly wearing the sandwich sign, Yoru's been making acquaintances one by one, gradually assimilating into the town. Oh, Mr. Patel, how are you? Thanks for your help the other day. I feel a little better now. Not completely healed, but better. Thank you so much. Come visit the cafe again. You should hire us. Sorry, we've got enough workers as it is. I see. Be sure to tell us if there's ever an opening. Yeah, when the time comes. See you later. What happened the other day? Well, like that sounds like someone. How do people make friends like that? It just happens for them. Trust, Dren. It just happens for them. What happened the other day? I asked Yoru as I watched Mr. Patel leave. I listened to him talk about his issues. I didn't understand what he was saying, but I just nodded and said yeah to everything and he seemed happy, so I guess it's all good. Comes naturally? Yeah, for people like that it really does. It is it though? I'm sure he just wanted some validation from someone. Validation? Someone to tell you it's alright, you know? True? Is it really though? Either way, he's doing his best, I think. True? You think so? Well, he looked happy, so I want to believe in him. As she says that, Yoru smiles ambiguously. Or maybe it's only ambiguous because I'm too dumb to understand it. But what I do understand is that her smile is awfully beautiful. Okay, Sayako-chan, I see you. It's so beautiful, I'm jealous. Almost resentful, even. She's got such a beautiful smile. I'm sure she'll be able to find work. Unlike me. What? Oh, nothing. I'm just going to go over that street. You stay at the plaza. As you command, my liege. My liege! I totter over towards the back streets. It's not somewhere you'd expect someone to looking for work to go. I just want to be alone. I thought walking could cheer me up, but the more I walk, the more tired I become, and so it looks like I'm just playing a losing game. I remember a day long ago when I waited for the bus in the rain. I remember waiting 20 minutes for a bus that comes every 30, and fed up with waiting, I ended up taking the train home. Even though I knew the bus would be there in less than 10 minutes, I spent 15 walking from the bus stop to the station to catch a train. By the time I realized I wasted the effort of waiting 20 minutes, I'd already been walking for quite some distance. I suppose I was just tired of staying in one place. I didn't know what I was doing, so I ended up just doing something. It feels disgusting to not understand yourself. I feel somewhat like how I felt that day. Whoa. As I turn the corner, I bump into someone. Oh, more like a... Whoa. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Not the church people. Or the hooligans that the church people hired. You were at the church. I recognize who it is. That's right. It's the man who stopped me by the entrance when I snuck into the church. I bribed him with mint and then killed him. Hey, is that the ninja? Oh. Behind the men are 5 similarly dressed men. His friends, I suppose. Yeah, that's right. I see the men reach inside their coats, either for concealed guns or bladed weapons. Leave me alone! Psycho says. I asked to be left alone, but I have to admit I'm a little glad that a stress-relieving distraction has decided to waltz up to me. She's gonna start fighting. Fight scene? Oh. Oh. When I come back home with a broken sign and a little bit of cash, I'm greeted by Yoru and some unfamiliar furniture. Where'd you get all this? Welcome home. I was given these. What? You were given them? Yep, I got some food too. People said, I can't employ you both, but I can give you this instead. Some people said they would employ one of us, but I guess it's hard to find anyone willing to employ us both. I see. Those misers, am I right? Ha ha ha. That's the difference between me and Yoru. Yoru's gained the goodwill of many, and even if they can't employ both of us, they can still help feel fulfilled. Kicking ass is a distraction for the existentialism. Oh wait, kicking ass as a distraction for existentialism is a whole mood. Meanwhile, I killed someone I've killed before, and then I killed his friends and I robbed their bodies. Oof. Oh well, if nobody will hire us, let's just start our own business, Sayoko. The Ninja Delivery Service. Oh, Ninja Van. How about it? It's a service where ninjas deliver things, like, something. You don't need to stick around me anymore. Huh? I'm sure you can find plenty of jobs for yourself, Yoru. Lots of people love you, and as long as you're not with me, they'll gladly employ you. But there's no point unless I'm with you, Sayoko. Yoru looks confused and somewhat angry. I've never seen her make a face like that before, but I can't back down. I feel sorry for Sayoko. I know, she's like dangerously relatable. Except for the killing people part. Look, there's nothing I'm good at besides hurting others. That's probably the one and only thing I'm better than you at. There's work for you, but there's none for me. It's the truth that you're great, so what's the problem? But it won't do. It can do and it will. I don't want to feel miserable. I don't want to hate you, so please. I should leave, shouldn't I? If possible. Sayoko. What is it? Nothing. It's just I got a live-in job offer for one, so I'm gonna go do that. That'd be for the best. Thanks for having me. No problem. Oh. God damn it. That said, it's getting late, so the two of us sleep in the same bed tonight. I guess ending a relationship is more sluggish process than what you see on TV. Yoro unexpectedly sleeps quietly, neither snoring or stirring. See, you can do it after all. After becoming the worst woman in the world, I mutter to myself as I feel her warmth in bed. Is that the end of episode 3? No, it's a break, right? No, don't end it here, please. Okay, good. We have more to go. Okay, thanks for having me. You're welcome. Thunk. The door shuts. By the way, if you guys didn't like necessarily notice before, I feel like whenever Yoru was around in the house, the sort of lighting of the house was like just a little brighter as well. But now that Yoru's left, the lighting of the house went back to how it was usually when Sayoko's alone. So, yikers. It doesn't seem to shut in slow motion. The sound of it shutting doesn't sound particularly sad either. It feels like a relief, actually. I feel that? I guess I really am a cold woman after all. It may have only been for a short while, but Yoru and I ate together and slept together, and yet I feel nothing now that she's gone. I space out for a few seconds, and then... maybe I should have at least walked her out. I whisper an idea that comes way too late. But it feels like I'm lying to myself. If I walked her out and waved until she faded into the distance, it'd be so sad to look at her footsteps in the snow. At the very least, it'd be weird for me to do that when I'm the one who kicked her out. It'd be almost hypocritical. Like I'm hiding my true feelings or something. My true feelings. That's right. I wanted Yoru to leave. It's not like I particularly enjoyed how I lived before Yoru moved in, but it's way better than living with someone who's loud all the time. After being in the negatives, I just wanted to return to 0. And now that Yoru's gone, my life's back to 0. For some reason, I feel like I needed to find a job, but I don't really need to. In short, the end goal was to get her out of my room, and now she has. The end. I didn't kick her out buck naked. I kicked her out after she had found herself a job and a new place to live. I'm sure I'll see her again in town eventually. We might even drink coffee together at Mr. Patel's cafe again. Maybe Yoru would vent about work. Maybe Pacifica and Anya will be there too and sympathize with her. Maybe the three of them will laugh. Maybe I'll even join in and laugh too. I imagine a future like that. Yup, we've settled everything peacefully. Congratulations, you've reached the most optimal solution. I'm sure it is. It probably is. Yes. Yes. I close my eyes and nod my head, trying to give myself validation. Yes. 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 The repeated nodding of my head makes me want to go lie down for a bit. Yes. You should go sleep. Maybe that'll cheer me up a little. That's right. Once I cheer up, I can go talk to Pacifica and Anya. Yes. Return to 3D Hiko? Yeah, that's because I play ghostpia. Well, I started playing ghostpia part 1 and 2 using 3D Hiko anyway, so I thought it'd be perfect to just finish off chapter 3, the last chapter that I can play on stream with 3D Hiko anyway again. It felt right. Yeah. I really love the writing. Me too! Me too. My eyes snap open when the doorbell rings. I'm already up on my feet before I know it. Yoru? Oh, she misses Yoru. That's her, like, you know, inner thoughts. I feel irritated as I reach out for the doorknob and open the door. Exactly. Oh, it's the old man again? Oh, Sayoko like killed this guy before. Ugh. Is the sheesh part of the design? This thing? No. I just add whatever on my huge ass forehead whenever I want to. Today felt like a sheesh day. I think the design is more of just random stickers, really. Like all clips that I can put on my head. Yeah. Anyway, this old man does not... Oh, Kisima, thank you for making Aiki say my name. Howdy, hi, Nadeshiko. Hi. Anyway, this old man does not seem like good news. How does he know where she lives and why is he here? Let's see. Ugh. Exactly what exactly? Standing there is the elderly man from way back then, which as expected is exactly the opposite of exactly what I expected. I can barely remember things about Pacifica, Anya, and even myself, and yet I quickly remember this elderly man. I know it's due to recency bias, but it still stings. I'm here to apply for that position of a roommate. What? He smells like dirt, sweat, and a tinge of excrement. Ew. I furrow my eyebrows at the sun front on my lungs. Simply put, I heard there was an opening in this room. It's dangerous for a girlie to be living all by her lonesome, so I'm moving to help ya. No thanks. It's clear he's not in the right of mind. Plus, he's got a knack for getting under my skin. Luckily, he doesn't seem to realize it himself. What's the matter? You hate strong man or something? From what I reckon, handsome old men get tax benefits. Right now and I'll throw in one of those cricket things. Huh? He pulls some weird giant spatula looking thing out of his pocket and starts swinging it around, only for it to slip out of his hands. I see it fly towards the stairs out of the corner of my eye. I originally lived by myself, so I don't need a roommate. I need to drive him away quickly before this becomes another bad experience. I've had enough of those. I know that, of course. The elderly man suddenly softens his speech. I knew you were all lonesome this whole time, little missy. And I know you're no longer alone anymore. You changed. For good. There ain't going back to how you were, little missy. Now that you know about the holes in your heart, you can no longer exist by your lonesome. The elderly man speaks matter-of-factly as he strokes his beard. He accurately describes my current situation objectively and without emotion. He reminds me of one of my college professors. I wonder how he's doing. Wait, have I even gone to college? I think you're just like me, missy. Little missy, your holes are my holes. And I'm here to fill your hole. Old man, please. Anyway, there's like little bits and pieces of like there's like little bits and pieces of like hints that Sayako definitely had a past life before dying. Like she randomly thinks about bus rides that she used to have, and she randomly thinks about like a college professor. Like she always has a random memory from like, so she definitely had a past life, right? Yes, guys, I did see that. Holes? You mean yes, siree, your he suddenly shouts and makes an exaggerated gesture as he continues. What is happening here? A fine metaphor if I do say so myself. I didn't prepare no scripts, but them's fine words if I do say so myself. Hee hee. And Jill, some of the screeching noises really make my tinnitus act up. I know, it's like so jarring to hear. I'm sorry you have to hear this, guys. We'll get through it soon. We're holes. Holes crudely dug out and crudely filled back up. We're okay. So? Crudely... Okay. It ain't got much of the purpose, but either way it's still there. Holes? Well, sure enough, I do feel like some holes have been poked into me. I have to admit, I do feel pretty hurt. Even if getting filled back up doesn't fix everything, it's still a relief just to exist, ain't it? I understand, Yellow Missy. Us two of us ain't that different after all. I feel very, very afraid right now. And the truth is, it'd be really assuring if you were by my side. Why did I open my big mouth and drive her away? Wait, no. All I did was pout a bit. Honestly, why was that enough to make her leave? Damn it, that ingrate shit. I'll give her a piece of my mind. What? Sayako, backtrack a little bit. You literally told her to leave. She did not just pout a bit. Sayako literally said, leave. I would appreciate if you left. Hello? No, I don't mean that. I don't mean that at all. You really don't remember where you came from, little missy? That's an hole. Please, don't leave me by myself. In other words, the only thing you can fill your holes is someone else with holes like me. That way, I can fill my own holes too. What's with this Kakebunsin no Jutsu or something? What's it called? The Shadow Clone Jutsu? If being a loner is my style, then I should at least repent and ask for forgiveness. Can you get yourself ready to see her again? Who's her? I quickly back away when I realize the elderly man's grabbing my shoulder. I thought I'd shake him off, but the grip is stronger than expected, so I end up stumbling slightly. Let me go! I need to see Yoru again. No, I ain't never letting it go of you again. Cut it out already. When the man gets up in my face, I can't help but shut my eyes. What does he want with me? If he's here, then that means he knows where I live, which means I've got no place to run. My beloved, precious. Oh! If this goes on any longer, I might as well. Damn Funado? Damn Funado? Oh my god, it's low! Oh! Retro Midman, thank you so much for the raids! Oh my god, you were streaming? Let's go! Thank you for the raids! Oh my goodness, let me give you a quick SO. Oh, I got it. There we go. That's you. Us played World Heroes 2. Hope we had a good stream, Retro Man. I brought all two of us, and that's more than anything I could ever ask for. Thank you so much again for the raids, Retro. Give a shout out, of course. What's on stream? Exactly. I'm playing this game called ghostpia on the Nintendo Switch, and just reading the story. Really, we got to a pretty intense part before you rate. So let's see what happens. 2 is as welcome as many. I know. Marzipan, says old man. Oh, everybody in here is a lovable, beautiful lady. This is Miss Lowe, everybody. Introduced to us in chapter 3, and chapter 3 is this chapter that we're playing. And she's like up in the list. I open my eyes at the sound of an elderly man's death throes. What's with this old man and filling holes? If you're that lonely, then go fill your holes with pudding cups or something. Oh, hello. Appreciate that, truly. Aw, Retro. Well, I hope you had an amazing stream and rest well. If you want to stay, feel free as well. Anyway, before my eyes is the elderly man bleeding from the head and Lo holding a bat of some sort. It hasn't even been a week, so I can easily recall her name. I'm honestly glad that I still remember. It's Lo, remember? I do remember. That's her nickname, right? And you live in the room above mine. I forgot her real name, but that's no big deal. I think it's Lauren. Her real name, Lauren. Alright, I wanted to say thanks. I failed to thank her properly, but I'm used to being a failure. In any case, the most important thing is that I'm free from the elderly man now. Are you okay? He didn't hurt you or anything, did he? Am I okay? Me? Ayo? No! I just tried to show her how energetic I am, but it comes out awkwardly. Lo giggles. Well, I guess that wasn't a complete failure then. Seeing Lo's smile cheered me up a little too. Good. Be careful of perverts, okay? Oh, don't worry. I'll do something about him. Ugh, he stinks. I'll go get a haircut. I've been wanting to get a haircut too. I'm thinking tomorrow after work, maybe. Not really like a really life-changing haircut. Like probably like a trim or some sort. That's what I want to do. See ya, Space. Have a good haircut. Hope you look snazzy right after. See ya. Okay, thank you so much. No problem. You and Yoru come visit sometime, okay? Lo goes down the stairs, dragging the elderly man behind her. I'll unironically get one tomorrow too. You're kidding. You're kidding, Floyd. Oh my god. Okay. Maybe we both have great haircuts too then. The man leaves behind a trail of blood. I'm done, Hiko. Oh, what are you done with? I'll come by when I've got the chance. I murmur a small reply. Nice, she got out of dangerousness. This house resembles Pacifica's house, but it's even bigger and somehow a little intimidating. I know the price of land is cheap here, but it's a rural town. I think you'd still have to be pretty rich to have a house like this. The house is where Yoru works now. It apparently belongs to an elderly woman named Margaret. Obviously, I don't know a thing about her. I don't have the guts to ring the doorbell. I guess I should have expected that. Instead, I pick up some snow by my feet to play around with it. Oh, good night and goodbye, Kizima! Bye-bye. If I ring that bell, I figure it'll either be Yoru who'll answer it, or someone else who'll fetch her for me. I want to see Yoru and apologize to her. I want to tell her that I don't regret letting her live with me at all. Yeah, but that's just self-serving. I'll only be doing that to make me feel better about myself. So what should I change about my approach? Oh, Yen 99909. Hello, nice to see you. Maybe if I tell Yoru how I feel, she'll cheer up a little. It's not like our relationship can get any worse. Maybe it's worth a shot. But what if it's not? What if I just make Yoru feel even worse? Now that I think about it, interpersonal relationships don't bottom out at 0. They often run into the negatives. Once the snowball in my hands is as dense as it can be, I chuck it away. If that's the case, then she might snap at me and ask why I'd say something to drive her away. I'm scared. I want to go home. But I can't just leave. So I pick up some fresh snow, pack it in another snowball, and hurl that one too. Now there's no more snow at my feet. I consider picking up dirt and making a mud ball, but that's when the door opens. Oh, hi, Sayoko. Oh, hi. It's okay, I'm doing perfectly fine. No need to worry about me. Oh, that's not why I came. After some insistence, I got paid in advance, so I'm good with living expenses. That said, I don't have much in terms of living expenses, it's just a living job. Yoru gives an ambiguous chuckle. I know my sixth sense could use some glasses, but even I can kind of tell her laughter is forced. No, that's not it. That's just something I wanted to talk about and just who gave you the permission to talk? Says Margaret. I'm sorry. The elderly woman lets out a hoarse voice. Are you distracting her? I paid good money to hire that pet sitter, so don't you try to make a fool out of me. Don't mock me. She comes snapping at me, almost pushing Yoru to the side. So Yoru's a pet sitter. She does seem like she'd be good with animals. I'm not paying her to talk on the clock. Are you gonna pay for her last time? Don't mock me. Sure enough, Yoru's holding a leash, but the pet on the other hand... I'm sorry. Very well, I'll let you off the hook just this once. Don't take me for a fool. The elderly just love giving me an earful today, huh? Are all elderly townsfolk like this? I don't have much experience handling the elderly, so all I can do is apologize and regret coming here without a plan. The elderly woman, or rather, Margaret, looks like she isn't finished talking, but Yoru cheerfully chimes in as if to interrupt her. Hi gotcha, I hope you're having a good weekend. Hi Tom Tom, I hope you're having a good weekend too. How are you? I'll go take Rocky on a walk now, okay? Right, she's a professional pet sitter now. An unemployed person like me shouldn't distract her. That's not Rocky! Is she abusive? Is she beating up Yoru? No. Margaret shrieks hysterically. For a second, I have no idea what's happening. Or rather, I do realize Margaret just hit Yoru with her cane, but my brain freezes for a few seconds, processing why she did that. Oh, fuck Margaret. Fuck Margaret. The violence seems to come to her all too naturally. Margaret hit Yoru in the face with her cane as if it's the most natural thing in the world. But that's only half of it. The other half has got to be because I see on the other end of the leash, both my brain and body freeze in place. I mean, McCready? I'm sorry. No, that's Biscuit. Are you blind? Can't you tell the boys from the girls? What is your problem? Don't take me for a fool. It's a brown lump of clay tied to a rope? No. Grandma needs to go. I know. Sadako gotta beat her ass. I'm sorry. It's fucking clay. Why can't you tell just by looking? That's clearly a girl. Ha ha ha. It's clearly a lump of clay. A genderless, inorganic lump. Anyway, we'll be going on that walk. I won't accept any slacking off, okay? And I'll know. Put your heart into it. The heart is key. Imagine living thousands of years as an old woman. Exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. I'd rather die. If it weren't for Yoru whispering "let's go," I would probably stuck standing there in shock at the bizarre situation. Oh right. I follow after Yoru when she's walked several steps dragging along Biscuit, or rather the lump of clay on a string. Oh. So I'm about Biscuit. This is just a lump of clay. Yoru nonchalantly states the obvious. There are others like it, but Miss Margaret says she can tell them apart. There are others? Yeah, Miss Margaret takes care of about 100 of them in total, and they all have names, but she says it's hard for her to walk them all. 100? That's nowhere near 1025, but that's still a lot of pets. But why is she naming lumps of clay and keeping them as pets? They don't eat, they don't poop, they don't bark either. What a groundbreaking pet these pet clays are. Was I thinking out loud again? I'm psychic. Yoru playfully continues. Wait, did she say it out loud? She didn't. So is she actually psychic? Do you think Yoru has... Okay, so some context for those who might have forgotten, or the new ones, like Kyofi. Like, before Yoru appeared, canonically in this town, Yoru also, like, appeared a lot in Sayako's dreams. And Sayako does not dream, or, like, the ghosts, they don't dream. Giving, like, Genshin Impact Sumeru vibes before... you know, we save the day and everyone in Sumeru can dream again. Sayako mentioned that they don't dream, but once in a while, like maybe 2 times so far, before Yoru's existence was even known to her, she would have a dream and have flashes of this, you know, this blue-haired girl, like talking to her somewhat. So I wonder, what is the relation between Yoru and Sayako? It's very obvious Yoru has like a very big bias to Sayako too, and always sticks by her whenever, like, ever since they've met and ever since Yoru has come into town. Sayako is also the one that named Yoru. So I wonder what it is about this. Maybe there's something deeper between Sayako and Yoru. Yeah. So let's see. Yoru playfully continues. My job is to walk them all, and help Miss Margaret around the house too. Wouldn't it be more efficient to walk them all at once? It's the heart, apparently. The heart? Yeah, apparently walking them all at once is proof of being heartless, and it's a bad influence on the pet clays. I don't get it. I know, right? But I get money and a place to live, so I'll do my best. I'm quite good at menial jobs like this anyway. Oh, hello, Bluebell, XOXO, and Ezekiel. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. Oops, I pressed something wrong. But she hit you with a cane. An old lady's not strong enough to kill me. But still. She's treating you like a slave, isn't she? Okay, Ezekiel. Thank you for all of that. You should quit. Dragging around lumps of clay all day isn't proper work. I can't. I've got clay plenty in advance and I already bought several things. That'd be skipping the bill. Let me take care of it. I'll thrust something sharp into her and then... I stumble over my words and I stumble to the ground. This isn't work. And all I'm capable of is terror and destruction. And that's not what Yoru needs right now. She's chosen to live in this town as one of its town's ghosts. To live among us in peace, with her own role to play. Thank you. I'm glad you care about me. Oh, I'm on a little mission. Could I possibly message you or one of your mods? It's innocent. I promise I'm Fantasy T's mod, not crazy. Oh, of course. Could it be something to do with Fantasy herself? Maybe? Oh, hatred. Yeah. You could message hatred, Bluebell. I do remember your username. Yeah, you are. I can attest to that. You are a Fantasy T's mod. It's a little secret, so I can't say too much here. Okay. Understood. Must be something to do with a little celebration. I'm interested. Go ahead. Your secret is safe. Anyway, let's continue. As Yoru speaks, her face looks tired yet lively. It makes me feel like my tiny regrets are nothing more than insignificant digits truncated several places after the decimal point. So I decide not to say anything. Yoru is independent now, so I need to be independent too. By the way, about how deep in debt are you? Despite my decision to be independent, I stubbornly asked that question. I ask because I figure if I can find work for myself and save enough money, maybe I can take her back. Or at least at the very least, get her a more decent job. Pacifica is safe with me? Okay. It wouldn't be bad to work towards a goal like that. Yoru starts counting out the money on her fingers. Eep! Yoru comes up with a figure that far exceeds my expectations. It's enough money to buy 2 decent cars or 1 good car. What did you use that money on? Several things. I figured I might as well since I got nowhere else to go, so I splurged a little. I love the song. Oh, come on. That's right. I forgot how I'm not used to this girl's thoughtless optimism. Gotcha funds. Maybe so. Once Yoru makes a lap around town, she goes back to Margaret's house to pick up a new pet clay to walk. While I could tag around with her for another lap, I decide to go back home instead. I can't even bring myself to watch her walk away. It's so frustrating. I can't watch. Even if I did, I'm sure I'd just start plotting ways to physically persuade that elderly woman. I know. If I happened to change my mind before I got to my destination, I could always choose to go to Pacifica or Anya for advice. But then again, after all the work those two did to help us out, Yoru found a live-in job by herself, and I lost my reason to look for work. I don't know what sort of face I should put on when I report back to them. But I do know that I need to report to them soon. And with that thought in mind, I gaze at the missile as I cross through the plaza. Clara! A familiar girl drops a cardboard box, which makes a distinct plop, characteristic to cardboard. She looks this way, not at me, but through me, as if looking into the past. She is afraid. Even someone as dense as me can tell that. Her name's Clara. The nun who got that impressive collection of bullet holes when I used her as my substitute. Yikes. The nun who called me a poophead just before she got that impressive collection of bullet holes. I feel like we had reached a mutual understanding for that short moment. But I don't think that's quite right. There's something I've been meaning to say. Clara desperately stammers. Paper flowers spill out the cardboard box at her feet. Wait, she's not even officially a nun, is she? Then what exactly does she do? What's her role? What's her source of income? Ever since I started looking for work, I've been thinking these questions about everyone I run into. What is it? I decide to reply for now. Honestly, it'd make me feel a little better if she were to say something like, "It's my turn to murder you, so you best be prepared." I'm sorry. Oh, Clara. Huh? That's not what I was expecting her to say at all, so I find myself at a loss of words. I did some thinking after everything that happened, like what I did wrong to make you so mad. Clara starts talking with tears in her eyes. It's not your fault. I must have done something wrong, so I'm sorry. I have no idea what to think. I haven't even thought about thinking. It's like I'm just churning out cookie-cutter answers. I don't blame you for what you've done, so please don't worry about it. Sayoko has this track record of like whoever she murders or uses as a scapegoat or whatever just does not blame her. Pacifica, Anya, now Clara. How can she be so self-sacrificial? How can her heart be so pure? Is that what she wants me to think? Hahaha. Don't make me smack you. But let's talk things out with words instead of violence this time. Please come visit the church. We have tea and yummy sweets. You can make friends, laugh, have fun. The ideal girl speaks her ideals with an idyllic look on her face. Give me a break. None of that stuff is what I need. My boundless rage actually calms me down. It also gives me a sudden flash of inspiration. My thoughts freeze over and become clear, like ice free of any impurities. What if you like Clara? Oh? Okay. Drain does too though, so... Not uncommon. You're right, Clara. I'm sorry about what I did earlier. Oh, Sayako did a little huggy. Oh, that's cute. Oh. I hug Clara. Her body stiffens for the first few seconds, but she relaxes soon enough. Clara's small and smells like a sweet-scented candle you'd buy at Cozy General Store. For now, I wipe the snow off my hands and I wipe the snow off my hands on the back of her coat. Oh my god, Sayoko. Oh, just when I thought that the hug was genuine, she's literally... Oh, Sayoko. Why? I'm so relieved to hear you say that. Let's be friends from now on. I act out the cookie-cutter answer she wants to hear. It's as if there's no Sayoko nor Clara here. It's as if we were just actors acting out an ideal script in the center of the plaza. I'm so happy. My love finally got through to you, right? Yes, that's right, Clara. By the way, I'm in a little bit of trouble now, you see. Oh no, what are you gonna do? Oh, I can help. I thank her and let go, ending our embrace. The sweet smell fades into the distance, giving my lungs a bit of relief. You see... I place a hand on Clara's shoulder and give her the most troubled look I can muster. I peer into her pale eyes and establish firm eye contact. My role here is a pitiful person in need of help, and your role is someone who can give me that help. You understand? It's about money, you see. Oh, she's using Clara to get Yoru out of her situation. Money? I gave her a truthful summary about the current state of affairs. I make sure to highlight how Yoru is being unfairly treated like a slave at her job. And I don't forget to mention how she's being subjected to casual violence. I firmly emphasize those 2 points. Well, I mean, technically at least she's telling the truth to Clara, so it's up to Clara to lend the money or not, right? Some one-way ticket manipulation moment. Oh my god. A one-way ticket manipulation. Oh my... Stop. No way, poor Yoru. So I want to help Yoru pay her debts. But it's too large of a sum for me alone. I put more force into my grip on her shoulder. I try, but fail to cry on command. It was worth a shot though. So help me pay for half so we can reclaim Yoru's freedom. Oh my god, not the puppy eyes. The anime puppy eyes. You think I pulled it off? Huh? You're my only hope. I squeeze out the most pitiful voice I can muster. I need you. Keep going. You're the only one I can talk to. More. Sister. Now for the finishing touch. Let's work together. For the first time. Okay, let's do this. Oh, Clara. Haha, too easy. Oh, not the too easy. Not the too easy. Oh, she just got too easy. I do feel sorry for her. But any time spent wondering about how she feels is time wasted. What good can come out of that anyway? Let me give the context as well. That Pacifica and Anya hate Clara too. Just because she's just too perfect, you know? Pacifica and Anya prefer to, you know, literally shove her out of a window and let her die in the cold rather than talk to her. Like, just to give you guys some, like, balancing in terms of if you guys might think Sayako is a terrible person. Like, all three of them hate Clara. Too perfect and easy, Sag. I can't believe it. Like, I was like, oh my goodness. Like, Pacifica and Anya literally just threw her out of the window in the previous episode. And yeeted her. Remember, guys? You wouldn't wonder about how the numbers you type into a spreadsheet feel. Same thing. I will try. How much money do I need to bring? Okay, first, don't be alarmed when I tell you the amount. I tell her half of the necessary amount. Times 2. Oh, she's gonna make her pay for everything. It's not even a teamwork. Oh, Sayoko, you con man. Oh. In other words, the full amount, reducing the amount of work I have to do to 0. It's not that I don't want to work, it's just that it feels right for Clara to pay up that much. I'm sure I told Pacifica and Anya about it. Nice, but it'd be even nicer if you doubled the amount. It's true, Pacifica would say that, Drain. So if you want to support your wife, you know, Pacifica would have said that. Just saying. You're a friend I can be proud of, said Anya would say. Yes. Yep, that's what Pacifica and Anya in my mind are saying. Is this a malicious scam? Perhaps. Not the perhaps. But Clara must think she's reformed me and that I trust her enough to share my concerns with her. And that's the ideal response that an ideal... And what's the ideal response that an ideal girl should make? I'm sure you know what you must do, Clara. I understand. Also, don't tell anyone else. This is for your ears only. It's our little secret. Oh my god, it's so manipulation station. I can't. Okay. But it wouldn't be better to get a lot of people to help? We can't. Listen, if you betray me, I might get violent again like last time. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. Oh. So toxic concentrate. I hate it, but it's true. I think I feel Clara's shoulders stiffen when she hears the words last time. She hasn't forgotten the terror. I think it's far easier to forget things like love and happiness than it is to forget terror. Terror dulls your decision-making skills, and Clara's already dull as it is, which I guess is why I'm able to handle her so easily. But I don't have that much money. We should really get more people to help. Adding in our little secret for the final touch. I know. Oh, it's so textbook. Don't say a word to anyone. I shoot a piercing gaze through Clara's big, bewildered eyes. But I've never seen that much money. Oh. Clara? No, it's nothing. That money is off limits. Oh! Is she gonna steal the church money? Okay. I hug Clara tight as she murmurs those words, just like Pacifica once did. I then whisper in her ear. Say, Clara. We're friends, aren't we? We're giving each other. We're almost the same age. We're true friends forever, aren't we? Oh, manipulation station. Oh, I randomly say whatever words that might make Clara happy as if I'm trying to find a specific website on a search engine. Oh, we sure are. Ah. Clara's body trembles slightly. I don't know if it's what I said or if my breath simply tickled her ear. Either way, it doesn't matter. Once this whole incident is over, let's plan out all the things we can do together. Oh, she's just a loser. Sayako's way out of the waifu list. But Sayako is Sayako though. Clara starts squirming more and more in my embrace. That's the thing though, Drain. I feel like Pacifica and Anya would do the exact same things. Just think of all the things we can do. I can't wait for us to plan everything out. Together, of course. Just two of us. In my room. Huh? A sleepover. We'll be together until morning. Oh! And even so, I neither strengthened nor loosened my grip on her, as if the embrace were completely natural. Oh! Oh no, Clara! I wonder what you sound like as you snooze in my arms? Sako, please! You didn't have to take it this far! Oh my god! Katucha squirms and then stops resisting. The priest has money saved up for everyone in case of an emergency. That's sure to be enough. And I... Oh... Go on. I'm in charge of looking at that money every once in a while. If I don't, it'll disappear, like all the other stuff here, so... Clara! The next time I have to look at the money, I can bring it out. Thank you. I feel bad for the priest, but surely this is a good use of the money, right? God will surely forgive me, right? I'm sure he will. I'll pray that he forgives you too. Okay. Okay, see you later then. Let's regroup at my place when we've got the money. Okay. I feel like Pacifica would just throw her out. Have you seen how Pacifica handles people? And she hates Clara. So, I don't know. Psycho is a psycho, alright. Psycho? Oh, she's got a psycho. Okay. NGI, I feel like I would manipulate Clara too. Oh my goodness, Floyd. I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna go home and sleep. Good night. Good night. Oh, Clara. The conversation was 99% lies, but the last part was true. I'm really tired. Not out of guilt or anything. I'm just tired from all this concentrating. I would manipulate anyone for self-gain and if it's worth it and if I need it. Okay, note taken. Once I managed to get back home, I toss myself into bed and go to sleep with my coat still on. I feel sleepier than the night I got back from the movie theater on the hill. Sleepier than the night I potentially got a job offer from a company informed the university. Oh, look, it's more like little nuggets of her past life or something like that. Sleepier in the morning after I dragged two friends' corpses through the snow back into town. Okay, yes, that's current time, I think. Sleepier in the morning I committed a massacre in the church. Wait, did I do all those things? No, that wasn't me. That must have been things I heard from someone else and I'm mistaken for my own memories, right? That gotta be it. Hold on over here. Maybe Psycho doesn't just have like problems with, you know, fitting in and all that. She definitely has some sort of bipolar disorder. This has just confirmed it. She's not admitting to the church massacre and killing her two friends and dragging them back to the town square. Like the first two ones I understand, right? The first two is like the first two is about movie theater and the hero like okay, we've never seen this happen from chapter 1 through 3. We've never seen her get the potential job offer from a company and inform the university. We've not seen that. But I assume that maybe this is like a nugget of memory from her past life before she died. But then this part, we know for a fact this happened to her and she has once admitted or acknowledged that this is her before. She knows this is her. Dragging Pacifica and Anya's corpses back into town. We also know from literally chapter 2 that she killed many, many people in the church, including the priest. So, what is this part? She said, no, that wasn't me. It must have been things I heard from someone else that I've mistaken for my own memories. That's gotta be it. She's dissociating. Yeah. Is that bipolar disorder vibes? No? I'm sorry, I don't want to misdiagnose, but I think it does have a little bit of what bipolar disorder would have. Let's see. Anyway, I think I'm far sleepier now than I was for any of those various events. Okay. When the doorbell rings, the three of us packed into my room get excited. Three of us? Pacifica, the pizza's here. It took them longer than 15 minutes, so they got a gift to us for free. Yeah, so Sayoko. Wait, they're already in her room? On it. Two of them hide behind the bed where they can't be seen from the door. I shoot them a glance and open the door. Here it is. Oh! It's not the pizza, it's the money. Sorry it's late for me. I'm gonna listen to the stream to sleep. Okay, Kappa Kyofi. It was nice meeting you today, and I hope you get a good night's rest. Thank you so much for staying and being invested in this story. Yeah, good night, Kappa Kyofi. She got the money. Claire's standing here with a glimmer in her eyes. They're glimmering a little too much, actually. It's not like her. I guess her body must be all riled up from the naughtiness of betraying her people. I'm pretty sure adrenaline or whatever could do that to you. There's a big travel bag by Clara's feet. Her smile screams, I'm so easy. Stop. Really? Wow. Let's see it so I can count. With difficulty, Clara picks up the heavy bag and hands it to me. Wait, who said that? Sayoko. Okay, I thought it was Pacifica. But Pacifica and Anya being here means they're in on the plan too, right? With difficulty, Clara picks up the heavy bag and hands it to me. So have we come to understand each other? Are we friends now? I suppose you could say that, but you must be tired, so go home and get a good day's sleep. This is your home, right? I don't have any other plans today, so, Clara's eyes moisten slightly as she's expecting something. Several somethings, even. Oh no, she was expecting to have a sleepover with her. Please. Sorry, but I can't live up to those expectations. Oh, I see. We should go hand over the money together? Clara looks at me with upturned eyes as she tries to read my facial expression. The elderly man, the elderly woman, Mr. Patel, are just about every other townsghost a little bit lonely. Even with her social position in the community, Clara's no exception. That said, I guess it can be kind of ironic for a ghost to live a fulfilling life with lots of friends. Oh, I think that's a good idea. Oh my god, Kappa Kyofi! Thank you so much for the sub! No way! Thank you! Oh my goodness, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, rest well, Kappa Kyofi. Go get that sleep. Close your eyes. Every time I see you in the... I can't remember the lyrics, but yeah. But, well, we ninjas work alone, you know? Maybe next time. Good night. So she's pushing her away? Well, whatever. There's no point pitying someone you barely know, right? For just a moment, I think about what happened to her standing now and when she's handed over the committee's money to the enemy. She might lose her position as everyone's beloved nun in training. Oh well. I think about it for just a moment. Then I shut the door. Just like, nah. Close this door. I hear cheering from behind me. See? Drain? Take a look at your wife in the eye. She and Anya are so into it. I told you guys, they would so be in on it. They hate Clara. That was some real rock and roll stuff right there. See, guys? This is what makes me feel a little like roller coaster ride like with Ghostpia, right? Because they do a lot of things that are so like socially wrong, Like murdering people, like beating people up, violence is the key. But all of that is thrown out of the way because like technically they're ghosts. They don't die. They just respawn anyway. So you kind of like let that slide if they kill people, right? The murder thing is fine. But they kind of cross the line even further with like psychological stuff, like betrayal, making Clara the scapegoat, like and shit like that, and you're like, I don't know, man, I don't know. And then they change up the BGM, like, hey, what's up? We just betrayed and like gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Let's go. And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, oh my goodness. Wait, that was some real rock and roll stuff right there. You totally broke her spirit. I'll give you 10,000 out of 100 points. That's 1,000 times more than the maximum score, Teach. Mwahaha, it's 100 times more, you absolute poop head. Was that okay? Sorry, just noticed now, but do they only have 4 fingers? They probably do. Yeah, they do. Only 4. Very good, like, point to notice. I actually didn't notice until you said so. I guess that's like anime, right? Or like animation. Yeah, good eye. That was an absolute garbage move, I'd say. Okay, at least they're self-aware. At least they're self-aware. I can't unsee. Same. Same. But it's Clara we're talking about, so... See, I told you guys. They fucking hate Clara. Ooh. Exactly. Sorry, not sorry. Yup. Hahaha. I need to muster up a lot of courage to open up to Pacifica and Anya about this whole thing. Or I needed to. But they accept my decision without judging me. After strengthening our bond over our shared malice towards Clara, we're in a completely celebratory mood. It's a total victory for the type of woman who loves seeing cute girls loved by everyone fall flat on their faces. Oh my goodness, you're terrible. Thanks, you two. Don't mention it. All we did was watch. It's probably been about a month. Calendars don't exist in this town. I don't know if it's because of that, but the very concept of time is ambiguous in this town. We all pretty much decide things with relative terms like today, tomorrow, tomorrow's tomorrow, and tomorrow's tomorrow, and so forth, I suppose. Bullies? I have to agree with you there, but I'm also like, they are the MCs. We gotta see what the culture is like in here, you know? Maybe they have a reason to hate Clara that much. Who knows? But it seems that even in a town like this, the concepts of past and future vaguely exist. However vague time may be, it definitely took time for Clara to gather the money and for the 3 of us to get together again like this. And using that time to walk around in inanimate pet clays isn't a good way to spend it. I'm sure that girl will be much happier to live her time freely. Alrighty then, time to go slam that cash in the old hack's face. I've gotta get back to work though. You better. I'm still waiting on those goods. I know, just give me a bit more time. Goods. Maybe Pacifica's like a mafia boss. And then Anya's like the tinkler, you know, the person that makes the good stuff. Like the engineering stuff, like the lipstick gun and everything. Like Pacifica's connections and everything make her sound like a mafia boss. Plus how she handled that one guy. Clara better have a very stinky secret so hating her is justifiable. What if she ends up being like the big betrayer of the group, you know? Like she like tattletales on them to the priest. I feel so bad for Clara. I do too. Pacifica and Anya part ways at the entrance to the apartment complex. Mew29A, thank you for the hydrate. And the stretch, you're right. I'm in a terrible seating position. Oh. Thank you very much for that. Okay. I'm the ninja of justice who will save Yoru. On the way to Yoru's workplace, I murmur conceited one-liners to myself. I'm just that elated right now. So elated I forget to pay attention to my surroundings. Hey, are ninjas normally for justice or evil? Whoa, whoa! I'm so distracted I forget to even consider the fact that this town is small enough that Yoru might be nearby on one of her pet clay walks and hear me murmuring to myself. Jeepers! People don't say jeepers when they're surprised these days, you know? Stretch is key. You're right. Thank you for making me stretch. Well, I just got a lot on my mind considering I heard concerning news that my former roommate bamboozled a girl into embezzling an organization's funds. Oh my goodness, Yoru knows everything. Oof. She's joking. Yoru giggles before collecting herself enough to continue. But thanks. I'm happy you went to such lengths for me. She smiles at me. That alone is enough to make me feel like it was worth the effort. Aww. Wait, I ship Yoru and Sayuko. Yoru is the ship. I honestly see it between them. How do you say the words? That she smiles at me. That alone is enough to make me feel like it was worth the effort and not be like, you know, literally a couple. Stop. You weren't on that ship ever since Yoru left? I mean, I was like on the border with it. But you know, as we get to see how Sayoko reacts to not having Yoru around and how much the length she goes to go save Yoru from her situation, I think it does cement it a little bit. For me, at least. Should we go pay the money now? Well, you see, the money's not enough anymore. Huh? It turns out I'm kind of a klutz, you see. I broke some dishes, wasted some seasonings, and killed Biscuit. Oh no. Remind me who Biscuit is again? One of the poops. Miss Margaret demanded compensatory damages, I think? So that's more money added to my debt. Oh no, Yoru. No way! What a scumbag employer. No, it's far beyond that. She's just abusing, exploiting her. I'm blown at my lid at employers who require punching out during breaks, but this is on a completely different level. The only thing you can do at a workplace like that is to get as far away from it as possible. True. Yoru doesn't belong in that house. Asking for double seems very convenient. No, but like, basically what Sayako did was tell Clara like, oh, you and me will do half, you know? But she told Clara half the amount times 2, which is the exact amount that she needed. So now, there's not enough. Can Sayako just kill her? I think Sayako's just thinking that right now. I'm reminded of the fact. It might seem like she has no other place to stay besides that house, but that's not the entire truth. I understand. In that case, allow me to ask a hypothetical question. What would you think if someone wanted to live with you? I'd be happy, but I can't leave the place where I'm at right now. Sayoru. Sayoru is real. Why not? Without thinking, I grab Yoru by the collar and bark in her face. There's no possible way you can be happy somewhere you're neglected, exploited, and abused. That lady's been truly alone this whole time. She's so sad. Sure, she's incontinent, she stinks, and she makes no sense, but I think I can understand why she turned out that way. You think you can fix that person? No, I don't think I can fix her, but even if I can't heal her, maybe I can alleviate her pain. In that sense, I don't think it's entirely meaningless for me to be there. Not that I can fix her, oh my god. That doesn't solve anything. Now, instead of having one unhappy person, we've got 2. There are tons of unhappy people. What difference does one more make? That's not the point. The point is I want to live with you. Say it, Sayako. I don't think it's a bad idea to confront sadness rather than pretend everything is okay. That's why I think this town is a good place. Is that why you came to this town, Yoru? Is that your goal? I don't have a goal. Just like you, Sayako. Oh! Burn. But I do. Oh? Oh? Kiss? You have a goal? Yeah, and that goal is... need a walk after that one. Oh! Oh! Oh, they're so gay! Oh my god, these bitches gay! Oh!
That's weird.
Oh! Oh, these bitches gay! Oh my goodness. Oh, let me regroup and sit back down. Oh. Oh my god. Okay. And that goal is to live with you back in that room. Yes! You said it. We're ghosts, hollow specters who are so empty we often lose sight of the very fact that we're ghosts. To live with you and grumble about my cramped bed, and to meet up with friends every now and then to joke around like idiots. And if I'm hollow, then I'm free to fill the void with whatever the hell I want. Like love! But you just... I can even fill the void with downright lies if I see fit. I gently place my finger on Yoru's forehead. That's right. I just made up that goal on the spot. I also made up your name on the spot. So that's a little late to sweat the small stuff like that, you know? Oh! Yoru smiles awkwardly and giggles. She giggles! As if she can find a reason to argue with me there. The mutual... Guys... It's so adorable, what the fuck? Oh, I'm crying. Looks like you finally admitted now, huh? Admit what? Admit what? Say it! Say it! Yoru copies me and places it in the index finger on my forehead as well. If I tell you to get down, okay? Get down what? Oh my god, she's gonna kill the grandma. Oh, Saiko's gonna kill Margaret. Romantically. Oh, it's over? No. Wait, I'm not over it, guys. I need to chill. I need to chill down a little bit. Oh. Anyway. Thank you for the hydrate, Floyd. It's time for the automatic rifle and bulletproof vest. Maybe so. Let's see. I want more cute kid girls. Anyway. Yo, long time no see. Actually, it hasn't been that long, huh? Wait. I'm supposed to do the husky voice. Yo, long time no see. Actually, I guess it hasn't been that long, huh? I feel so old. My sense of time has been so vague lately. That was a close one the other day, huh? You okay? Where is the Yuri? Can you talk? Shut the hell up, hatred. I need gods. Oh my god, you were right, Drain. Oh? Lots of guns. Wait, why do we need so many guns? I thought we were just killing one old lady. Like, what's happening? Oh! I say that as I slam the blood and the mud-stained paper bills I stole from the usual men into the counter. I'm so confused. The drama. Don't you need just one bullet, just like Pacifica? Kill her over and over again. Spawn camp. Oh my god, spawn camp! To like make it like torturous for her. Oh, I mean, listen. Sayako without motivation is already scary enough. Sayako with motivation now, aka the love of her life, Yoru. Listen, she's not gonna let Margaret off on a easy note. She saw Margaret hit Yoru physically in her face. Sayako's not gonna let her go free easily. Sayako caused this, true. But you know what? We're so far in deep in this shit, we're not even caring anymore. You know? These gay bitches crazy. It's true. Anyway, why do I get the feeling you're using blood money to spill more blood? Wait, why do I get the feeling you're using more blood money to spill more blood? Do you hate that sort of thing? Lo lets out a big sigh. But it doesn't feel like a sigh of disgust at all. I love it. Oh, Lo is part of the gang. Lo is part of the gang. Lo is also a psycho lady. Oh, they're all homosexual and psycho. Let's go. I'll take all your bullets too. When did Lo become yassified? Since always. Lo has always looked like this. What do you mean? Woohoo. Let's go. We're gonna fight. Oh my god, it's an animation? Okay. I carry all the guns my money could buy as I run towards the old lady Margaret's house. My feet feel so light. I think to myself as I run. Something like this has happened once before, long ago. Or was it more recently? In the end, I guess I've got no way to free her without resorting to violence. Some people force their will upon the reality against the desires of others, using power, pain, and despair. If I come across someone like that, I'll probably despise them. I'd hate their guts. But I feel like I've been enduring something like that this whole time, and I hate it. I guess I'm worthless after all. Yoru herself chose to stay in a place like that, so shouldn't that be good enough for me? I notice I've stopped running. How long have I been standing still? You doubting yourself now, girl? After you guys did the whole forehead thingy? Like, no. I spent several seconds cursing myself for not even knowing exactly what exactly it is I want to do. I know full well what I'm doing isn't right. I mutter those words before dashing off once again. she has these constant moments of like, and then just does it anyway. And that's why I have to do it. Oh, okay. Logic? I don't slow down. In fact, I speed up, but my feet feel incredibly heavy. My cycle literally me? Oh my? Thick curtains are drawn on the other side of the window. They probably serve to protect the inside from the cold, but they also prevent me from seeing what's going on inside. But regardless, this is the optimal point of entry for a home invasion. That's the conclusion I've come to after scoping the house out for a while. This is probably the living room window. If Yoru's right, then this is where Margaret watches TV all day. I shout and shoot the glass window. Okay, I gotta finish things up in a second or less. Cherimoya! Whatever that means. I break through the cracked glass and jump inside. The air is humid and contaminated by the stench of human waste and clay. As soon as the foul odor hits my nose, I'm already yelling my next line. Get down! When I pull the trigger, all I experience is a loud sound and the force of recoil. Huh? What? Sayako said that before. When I say get down, alright? That thing? But what anyone on the opposite side of the barrel experiences is a horizontal sweep of fully automatic gunfire. Oh, fuck! No! Kiwi! Oh, come on! When I see Yoru fall down and the holes blown in her guts, first thing I feel is rage. Frustration that things didn't go as we had planned in advance. But as if one boy didn't sing at the choir competition. Though I guess I didn't sing either. Why should I even sing out loud in front of other people? What's even the point of choir competitions? I don't get it. Why is she saying this? Did she used to be in the choir? To vent my frustration, I kick over a table, sending a lump of clay into the air. When it smacks Yoru in the face, she goes, "What?" and stops moving completely. My feel when I flash my entire team. She sounds so goofy and it makes me laugh a little. If only Yoru was still around to hear herself, I'm sure she'd be laughing with me. Things go silent for a while. And then my whole senses are barely able to pick up the sound of running water, a flushing toilet actually. You, what did you break this time? You thought I wouldn't notice, did you? Don't take me for a fool. Oh, Margaret, you're so dead. The door to what seems like to be a stairwell opens up and out comes Margaret. You! I fire at her feet. The elderly woman screams and pitifully falls flat on her face. I don't even want to think about where the bullets landed or if they pierced all the way through. Run! Run away! Don't just space out! She's actually showing concern for Yoru, urging her to run. I guess she can't see Yoru's corpse from where she's fallen. You treated her so roughly and now you care? You don't understand. I was raising her with love. She's either lying to me or she's lying to herself, like the senile elderly woman she is. Either way, I ignore her. Everyone has their own definition of love, which is why it conflicts and misfortune happens. That's what I think anyway. She's such a kind, gentle, good girl, always by my side. The first kid I ever wanted to succeed me. Oh, I'm sure she could inherit what my generation accomplished. By sharing my hardships, she can become just like me. After saying that, the elderly woman bends backward as far as she can to lift her upper body and lets out an anguished moan, as if she's trying to get her voice heard by someone, but she can't bend backwards for too long. I guess the pain of being shot is far too much for her to bear. How dare you speak of love when you've never even considered how she feels? I look down upon the woman who both literally and figuratively as she groans in pain. I guess I'm getting emotional because of the extraneous thought that if someone else were to see my attempt at rescuing Yoru, they'd have a hard time understanding where I'm coming from. True, because Yoru literally died. Do you think that girl had any choice but to accept my love? The elderly woman creeps on the floor as she speaks. Oh. That girl only has me, and I only have that girl. Why do all these old people do that? Like the old man previously also wanted it to be like that with him and Sayoko. Like it's like you and me and you only, and like, you know, we trap ourselves in this. Like, what is this old people's thinking? I don't know. It's just weird. What is that? What does it mean? What does it mean? The meaning of those words catches me off guard a bit, and probably not in a good way. Oh, she's got a gun too. The elderly woman pulls a gun out of her pocket. A shock runs through my body as I fall backwards. I half-consciously pull the trigger off on my rifle. Every sound seems delayed as it reached my ears, but perhaps my senses are just oddly sensitive. Around the same time as my shoulders hit the carpet, the elderly woman lets out a groan. I guess I actually hit her with that shot in the dark. I feel something soft underneath my head. At first I think it's poop, but maybe it's just clay. Or maybe it really is poop. Gross. There are several things I want to make sure of right now, but it doesn't look like it can. And that's because I'm quickly losing consciousness. What was the point of this whole rampage then if everybody just dies and respawns at the garbage place? Like, how do you ensure Ryoru's escape and that she wouldn't have to be, you know, chased after with death? Weird. But anyway, I'm close to death even. The elderly woman's got some skills, huh? I guess every woman in this town is tough. I want to hit pet Sayoko to send a message. Oh, every last one of you takes me for a fool, but you know what? I've got a mind of my own. I take proper care of my pets. I even pay my taxes. I hear her shrill voice ranting and wheezing. I bet before long she's gonna die of blood loss herself. There's economy in this town? Apparently, yeah. But my death's gonna be overwhelmingly quicker than hers. The voice from above must be heard. You think you can be a big shot who can defy Misao's voice from above? The Misao's voice? Don't take me for a fool. You're the fool, you damn criminal. If I experience every sort of death I can imagine, will that allow me to escape from this place? That strange thought comes to mind, and as soon as I think, yeah, no thanks. Wait. Oh, she doesn't want to experience every sort of death ever? Consciousness fades away. Okay. So that was a failed mission. Everybody died. You see, I've been vaguely awake for a little while, but my consciousness only starts to clearly form when I hear voices talking from far away. Voices. I know these voices. I realize that the voices belong to the scavengers, and that realization serves as a spark or an electromotive force, or something that sets my thoughts into motion. Oh, you're awake. You! Sayuru is back in action. When I get up reflexively, but slowly, Yoru's there. If I tell you to get down, okay? That's why you ended up getting hit. I grumble a complaint. Oh, that's what you meant by get down? Yoru! Please kiss +1, morning 2. What else could I have meant? Well, oh. Yoru suddenly peers into my eyes. Eyes, guys, eye to eye. Yoru suddenly peers into my eyes as if she had suddenly realized something important. What is it? I guess I'm not a good listener, huh? La 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 la. Ha ha ha. I let out a dry laugh, but not in a bad way or anything. I see. Well, the first step to solving a problem is to acknowledge that there is a problem. Oh, you sound just like a counselor, Sayoko. Hee hee hee. Oh, they're hee hee heeing with each other. Okay. Thanks to Yoru, I'm able to let out a proper laugh this time. She laughs too. Honestly, I think we're acting a little lighthearted for people whose heart just stopped. The scavengers wave and call out to us when they notice our voices. They seem a little spooked at first, but Yoru smoothly tells them we was just on a walk. She's an amazing talker, just a terrible listener. I interrupt before any idle chatter can start again. Can you give us a ride back home when you're finished with work? Sayoko! Yoru tries to interrupt, but I keep going. And by home, I mean our home. Ah! Oh, Sayoko, you just know the words to say. This is home, truly, where I know I must be, where my dreams wait for me, where the river always flows. This is home. I've heard that in so long. Oh my god, anyway, by home, I mean our home. Yoru looks at me like she can't believe what I just said. A look of surprise mixed with joy. Oh, they're so gay. I feel a sense of desire. A desire for what exactly? Material wealth? Food? Attention? Maybe something else? I do feel a little proud of myself too, of course. Yeah, I don't mind, but... The leader seems a little hesitant to continue. I really ought to learn their names already. You'll help us finish that work, right? Of course. Yes, of course we'll help. Soon next month. Oh yeah. National Day is next month. Where's the ring gaze? Well, maybe Sayoko will kill some people to get the rings, you know? Just like bang bang shoot shoot. Manipulate some people to give her money. Then she'll get the rings, you know? Yeah, just a day in the life of Sayoko. Yeah. The other two cheer behind your leader. I feel like cheering with them, but it's a little embarrassing, so I cheer silently. Cute. Oh. With work safely squared away, we sit in the back of the truck as it sways to and fro. I feel pleasantly tired, so I start to doze off. Say, Sayoko. Do you think Anya still has a lemonade stand? Oh, they're gonna make their little dreams come true with a lemonade stand business too. Oh. Since she interrupted my nap, I answer a little rudely. I guess. Let's use that to start a business. Oh, they've got dreams and everything. Oh, selling a lemonade. Bop, bop, bop. Only grapes. Of course not, silly. We could have done that at the start, but then we wouldn't know how psycho everyone is. Perhaps that's your imaginary little sister. Oh, what is happening here? thrusting her finger at a patient is Yoru wearing a white coat. Okay, next. There's a long line. Oh, she's becoming a psychiatrist? A doctor? Please pay here. Oh my god. Hello? I beckon the patient. Thank you, I feel so refreshed. Haha. He dropped some coins into the palm of my hand. It's about enough to buy 2 cups of coffee at Mr. Patel's cafe. By the time I put the money in the register, the next patient's exam had already begun. Whenever I wake up, I hear a man crying inside the car parked outside every single day. It's driving me mad. Perhaps that's just an imaginary man. Oh my god. She's playing psychiatrist. I see. Okay, next. Please pay here. The payment is a flat sum. It's not expensive or anything, but considering the length of the line and the speedy service, it clearly adds up quickly. It didn't even cost anything to start up. Despite the dirt cheap prices, not a single patient has doubted the authenticity of the medical exam. I suppose not many are brave enough to raise a complaint in the presence of the ninja who single-handedly subjugated the whole church. Oh, how are things going, Miss Bodyguard? Pacifica. Who knew there would be a demand for such a service? It seems I've been blindsided by your entrepreneurship. Well done. It was Yoru's idea. There's no point selling something as low demand as lemonade. You have to sell something more essential. That was Yoru's basic idea. The town ghosts are all alone. It's like they've got nobody to turn to for counseling. So you think you can make money off of that? Will anyone pay? I do, and they will. That's the feeling I got as I interacted with that old lady. I summarized that conversation to Pacifica. But Sayako, won't listening to everyone's concern make for a stressful job for her? Nope, there's no need to worry about that. Oh, that's a cut and dried answer. I guess I can appreciate tenacity at least. No, it's not that she's tenacious or anything. I smile somewhat meanly. It's that she doesn't listen to others in the first place. Oh my god, they're a bunch of scammers, bro. Oh, I love that. And that marks the end of chapter 3. Oh, got it. Oh my god, exactly 3 hours and 30 minutes per episode every time. Oh, this was an episode, guys. We find out a lot more about like the mental state or like the moral compass of our characters, like Sayoko, Pacifica, and Anya, at least. Clara's just taking L's left, right, and center, guys. And Yoru, I think, might be the craziest one of them all, actually, because she's just watching all of them and laughing along with them. Yeah. Alright, there were no morals in the first place. We just find a lot more, right? Like this episode. Like, wow, they really have no morals. Clara, though, I might have to side Clara this time. Understandable. That's a very normie thing to do, Jane. Okay, we've got a trailer for episode 4, which I think I can show. Honestly, I'm feeling like a little bit like I don't know if I can actually share this on Discord. Not because I of like NDA or whatever, but because I don't really know how to set up the tech for it. Because a lot of what I'm doing is connected to OBS. Like, I'm connecting this capture card to OBS, and then I'm making the sound happen in OBS also. So I'm hearing back from the OBS audio. So I don't know how it's gonna work if I do it in VC. Like, am I even gonna be able to... What if I, like, test it later? Maybe I should. Yeah, I'm really not sure if I can. Well, if I can, then I'll be sure to do chapter 4 with you guys, too. And 5. We'll check. Okay. See ya, hatred. Alright, but first, preview. Let's see. That kid and I talk about various things as we pedal our bikes. Oh, this is very similar to chapter 2's ending. Like this whole bicycle scene. We have to shout in order to hear ourselves over the clamorous cars and the screeching cicadas. She talks about minor scandals between her classmates, popular celebrities, clothes she wants, and other things like that. Topics that don't really feel relevant to me. What if, guys? What if these two people are Sayoko and Yoru? I'm thinking, I'm braining, like, you know, like as of the index fingers are pointing. I'm pointing at your index. No, I'm pointing at your head, and you're pointing at my head. Okay? What if? Because there has to be a reason why there's so much connection between Sayoko and Yoru, even before Sayoko has met Yoru, right? You know? New characters? I don't think so, Drain. I don't think so, to be honest. It looks way too different from the color schemes that we've been getting from the different characters. Yeah. What if they were gay previously too? I hope so. Okay, let's see. It's like we live in two different worlds, huh? She's popular even with the boys. During break times, she talks so loudly with friends, it's almost like a competition or something. See, this description sounds like you. While nobody ever steps up to anyone in her group, her voice in particular is especially influential. It's almost like any kid who opposes her gets immediately crushed by her followers. At school, she's like a mafia boss straight out of a movie. I don't like her, and not just because of how cute she looks. Oh, wait, drama. And yet she invited me to go to the movies with her. But she's the same kid I've been with ever since kindergarten. The same kid who was so happy we were put in the same class when we moved up to elementary school. We used to get along since we were so alike, but before I knew it, our speech patterns and social standings in class completely diverged. One day, when we were on cleaning duty together, we just so happened to get thirsty at the same time and went to the back of the classroom for bottled water. And that's when she invited me to go to the movies with her. Just you and me? I asked. Just you and me? Okay. Yes, she nodded. Okay. And that's why I'm riding on my bike right now. I somehow managed to keep up with her in my cute new sundress and sandals. Sundress? Okay. However, take a look at that up there, guys. Do you see a little airplane flying? Could that be an ominous sign of the missile dropping soon? Maybe? I'm not as refined as that kid, but I'm passable, I'd say. I know it sounds like I'm not enjoying myself at all, but I really am. It's too hot outside. My favorite season is winter, which is the exact opposite of that calendar. Oh yeah, it's winter when like they're stuck in winter, so I'm pretty sure it happened in winter. So it shouldn't happen during summer, right? But right now, I feel like there are good things to be enjoyed even in the middle of summer. Pre-missile, I know. I think so too, maybe? The signal turns red at the last second and I slam on the brakes. This is probably the last time the two of us can hang out. I'm sad, but I suppose it's only natural since we've grown to be too different from each other. A big truck passes in front of us, spreading its smelly exhaust fumes. Normally, I'd grimace at the smell, but today I'll just deal with it. I don't want to bother her. Won't draw this in my picture diary. I'll keep this a secret until the day I die. No, even longer than that. I wonder if that kid thinks this will be our last time together too. Maybe that's why I feel like I have to enjoy myself. You see, as I stare at the signal, waiting for it to turn green, she speaks up somewhat quietly. Yes? My voice is quiet to begin with. I don't know if she heard. It looks like I'm going to the movies with Hasegawa next week. Who is Hasegawa? That's amazing. It's not really that amazing. She blushes. Hasegawa, he's an athlete. Who the fuck? A leader among the boys? He's a right fit for going to the movies with her? So is today like practice run for that date? She opens her big eyes even wider. She probably wasn't even expecting me to say that. She then lets out a spontaneous giggle. Maybe I said something I shouldn't have. If I had said that in a classroom, my school life would have been in jeopardy starting the next day. But she smiles as if to tell me there's no need to worry about anything like that right now. Don't know. I see. The signal turns green. Oh my gosh, she's been used! I start pedaling. I hope it goes well for you. I gave her some lazy words of encouragement. You really think so? Not really. You know, you've always had a habit of saying things you don't really mean. Ha ha ha. This is probably the last time we'll hang out together. Nothing will change the fact, so I already think, so what? Thinking. Oh, hello, Father. I can't remember the last time you were the one who called me. How can I help you? Interesting, I know. Ooh, the priest? No. We need to talk business. Oh, he's gonna try to get rid of Psycho. I know it. What? Do you have a complaint about my business this late in the game? Is this Pacifica? No, I want you to deal with that ninja. Now? I thought you would have given up by now. That's none of your business. Well, I suppose your men are useless after all. Indeed, that's why I need your help. Is this Pacifica? She's like the strongest person we know. Well, yes, it would indeed be child's play. For me, that is. I have just about everything I need ready. Oh, it is! Oh! Oh! No! No! Pacifica! Since I've allowed you to do whatever you please up till now, I assumed you'd agree to my request without a moment of hesitation. Very well, but in return... I know. Oh, the plot has thickened. The tables have tabled. The turns are turning. Oh my god. Who is she? The day I was lonely together with her? Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. What the fuck? Who is she? On the lap? Ah! Oh, on the lap. Oh. It's so edgy and gay. I know. That's why Hatred loves it. Pacifica's been cooking all this while. Oh my goodness. Pacifica's too smart for her own good. Oh my goodness. She's able to double cross Sayoko for the priest for more power? That's wild. Oh, I can't wait to play chapter 4. But unfortunately, I can't do it on stream because it's part of NDA. So, oh, NDA. It's like a fancy term for them saying it's better. Oh no, not NDA. The word is embargo. Yeah. They embargoed it. I will definitely be striked if I play 4 and 5. I don't need sleep. I need answers. Oh, me too. The fuck. But anyway, that marks the end of episode 3 of ghostpia season 1. This is this crazy preview we're getting. I sincerely hope I can be able to work out the tech of playing this on Discord server so that we can see chapter 4 and 5 together. Because how can I do this alone, guys? I've done it with you guys already. So, like, there's no way I can do it alone. It's like we need to see it together. So, can you get backgrounds? I want that cover art. Probably so. Let's see. Yes, I think. For episode... Oh, but I need to play episode 4 first to get the cover art. But it's possible. So, you just need to wait a little longer for me to give it to you. Yeah. Look, you get like every single artwork for every episode scene. You want the Oh, actually they don't give us the where's the one with Yoru and Sayoko? They didn't show us that. You know the what's it called? The index finger to the forehead thing? I thought that was a pretty amazing like a moment, but they don't have it here. We do have this one though. Oh, it's by chapters. This is not pictures, but chapters. Okay. Part of the chapters, I mean. Oh. I'm sure I can find the gallery somewhere though. Give to drain, I don't want any more. Oh. Sayoko with gun reminds me of Takina. Who's Takina? Sorry, I'm not like cultured enough. Okay, with that, I think that marks the end of our Ghostpia experience on stream, at least. Hopefully I can work something out with VC so I can get to experience the rest of Ghostpia with you guys. I can already feel it. I'm definitely gonna be so emotional reading the rest of this, but... So I hope I get to do it with you guys. However else, let's go find someone to raid. Alright, 오스카리입니다. Let's watch the rest of VOD. Yeah. Alright, who's streaming? Let's see. Who should I raid? Oh, it's Carrie. Thank you. Now I gotta watch the VOD. I'm missing a lot. I'm glad you feel the need to want to do that. You know, like I'm glad you feel invested in the story enough for it. Yeah, it's all on YouTube. The rest of the episodes so far. Yeah. Man, I don't know who to raid. Is there anyone else playing Ghostpia? I don't think so, actually. I'm the only one playing Ghostpia in all of Twitch. Oh. Maybe we can raid Ubebe again. I see Ube is streaming, doing karaoke. Shall we raid Ube again? Ube is someone we raided for I can't remember which stream, but it was like their anniversary like endurance stream that I raided before. Let's go raid her again. I don't want to miss out on what the homie's like. Oh, I'll give you like a 10-minute summary, like rap, if you need. So you can like keep up with the memes, but like, you know, not have to run through so many VODs. Okay, let's raid, guys. I think we'll raid a baby today. Also, fellow purple VTuber. Very cute. Doing karaoke right now. So let's go give her all the love. Shall we? Chico gives good summaries. Ah, Floyd, thank you. Watch VODs on YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate the support and the interest. Thanks for the stream. Have a nice night, everyone. Yeah, good night, everybody. Thank you for watching or yeah, reading Ghostpia with me and being like so involved with the story with me. Like I couldn't ask for a better audience to stream this with. Shall we go, everybody? Yes, this is that message we're giving to Ubebe, who is not a stranger to this raid message. It's our second time reading her. Shall we go? Oyasumi minna! Oyasumi hatred, oyasumi space, oyasumi Floyd, oyasumi drain. Did I already say drain once? I don't remember. Oyasumi Tom, oyasumi Den. Bye bye minna. I'll see you guys soon enough. Soon enough. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I can't promise like schedules yet again. I feel bad, but I'll see you guys when I see you, okay? Element of surprise and everything. See you over in the raid! Ooh.